Big up every single one of you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the long awaited Casually Chelsea show. I am so sorry it's been so long with this hectic schedule. Us playing on Sunday, us playing on Thursdays. It makes it very difficult to do this show, especially with the gigs that I have with my band, especially with work and all that stuff. But ladies and gents, finally we had somewhat of a regular schedule. We had a Sunday available and I said, you know what? Let me go for it. Let's actually get this show done. So big up to every single one of you for joining in. Big up to every single one of you who already came in and smashed that like button. Go ahead and continue to do so as you guys roll in. You guys already know how this works. You guys already know what we do here. 3-hour sort of podcast-ish type show. We go over all the news that's been happening recently, and I mean recently. I'm not gonna go back all the way to March. Well, a little bit, just un poquito. But we're gonna go over all the news, put us in the background, hang about, do your thing, grab a snack, grab some popcorn, and just sit back and relax as we go over the news. I'm accompanied by the starting panel of Real Chris. I am Casually FC, Marshall DBX, Casually, whatever you want to call me, Marshall, here to host the show for you and go over all the news. Before we do so, as always, guys, smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And also, guys, be sure to check out the links in the description for more of my content as well as other people's content. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on everything we're going to be discussing today. And then lastly, check out the memberships because there are 4 different tiers. You get emojis out of them. It helps us out tremendously. Great way to keep the lights on and maintain this show alive and well. Chris, how you been, man? It's been a month and a half since we did the show. How have you been doing? Have you been keeping up with the news without me?
What do you think?
No.
You're right. I don't look on Twitter as much as I used to. I'll be honest.
You know, I was being sarcastic, but I guess I am right.
Oh no, like I hear little things here and there, but yeah, not much.
This is why this is why we do this show for Chris, but we also do this show for you guys as well. Oh man. The rest of the panel will be here sooner or later, people. So give it time. We're going to be here for about 3 hours. So yeah, there was a lot to go over. However, I'm only going to go over a few things. And then Wednesday or Thursday, another day, we'll go over more of the news that's been going on as well that I have already saved. So think of this as the part 1 return of the Casually FC or Casually Chelsea show. Part 2 will be coming out later in the week. But hey, let's just get to it, guys. Let's start off with the first bit of news that I have here. Roman Abramovich is coming out with a book. Did you know that, Chris? Did you know he's coming out with a book?
I did.
When did you find out?
Before you started the show.
There you go. All right, ladies and gents. So, Roman Abramovich will discuss the sale of Chelsea in new book set to release this summer after giving his first interview in 4 years, according to Nazar Kinsella. The book is named Sanctioned, the inside story of the sale of Chelsea FC. It's written by Nick Purewall and will also tell other stories from that accelerated 95-day sale run by Rain Bank under the supervision of the UK government and will be released by Biteback Publishing this summer. How much you want to guarantee that the UK government is going to try to suppress the sale? Or
I was thinking, it's not coming to UK, man. It's being banned
everywhere but the UK.
Like, I heard some things like, obviously there's some dodgy things behind it, but I heard like, I'm pretty sure like Europe, like saying, Roman wasn't as involved as like the UK made out to seem today, but like, like all the selling of the shit like to tanks or whatever, but. Yeah. I am interested to like hear what it said. Like, Saved is banned in the UK. I still hear what it says on Twitter because you know you can't ban Twitter in the UK yet. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be interesting.
It will. I'm sure it's going to be a lengthy book because I'm sure there's so many things that happened in that 95-day sale that was just fucky, and Roman was like. Apparently, rumor has it that Roman nearly got killed in that 95. In those 95 days. I don't know if you remember. Chris,
apparently. You mean he got poisoned?
Yeah,
I don't
he got
know,
poisoned and shit like that.
I don't know if that's the UK government or just Russia side. It could be. I don't know. It's weird.
Someone somewhere something. Listen, when you're an oligarch, when you have that much power, people are after you, just like people are after the Bridge Nation. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be an interesting book for sure. I don't know if I'll read it, but I will look into it.
You definitely see it, like things about it, like online for sure. Like
I'll listen to the audiobook. I'll listen to the audiobook, read by Roman himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a reader of books. I'm more of an audio listener. So maybe if there's an audiobook of it or some AI read book of it. Yeah, everything's AI nowadays, Chris. You never know. I'm just saying.
We're finished, man. We're finished.
We are. But hey, we're just in the acceptance stage. Ahmed, do you have any thoughts about the Roman Abramovich book before I move on to the next topic?
It's not really anything to be said at that point. I feel like everything, the story is already out here, so I'm not really sure how much more can be added at this point.
All right, famous last words, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of inside scoop that we didn't know.
I feel like there is some different things in there. Like, he wouldn't release it, there's nothing
like,
new.
Realistically, the only thing you can really add is legit some of the potential buyers that maybe we didn't hear about that came in as potential buyers. That's probably some of the story we're missing. And I think maybe just the only thing you're probably going to realistically add is then, you know, why the process started speeding up. Why did he then go to give Chelsea to like the charity first, the Chelsea charity, and then obviously before then the government took over. Realistically, that's the only thing that's going to be added. But any other stuff, it's not really that much that can be added on, to be honest. So like, the story is pretty much out there already, as it is. Only thing you can add is who are the other guys that maybe we didn't hear about that were actually legit buyers that, you know, didn't get chosen maybe.
I would like to know what exactly happened to the Turkish guy that was interested. I don't know if you guys remember his name.
I thought it was a Saudi guy.
No, there's a Turkish guy. There's a Turkish guy.
Does anyone in chat remember the Turkish guy that was interested?
Was he a Chelsea fan too, or?
I don't know if he was a Chelsea fan.
Like that Saudi guy was. He went to games before, like. And
wait, there was a Saudi guy involved?
There was a Saudi guy looking at Chelsea before, but he just wasn't allowed to buy us anyway, I don't think, for whatever reason. And he was like, not a season ticket holder, but like he definitely bought tickets to watch Chelsea. I seen a picture of him, and I'm not too sure how like true it was that him actually buying Chelsea though. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the Saudi.
That was a while ago. That's when I used to actually look at the news a lot more.
Yeah, no, that was a long time ago. Well, obviously we were all looking at the news because it was.
I'll probably looking at the news a lot more in December though.
No, but that was one of those situations where we didn't know what the hell was going to happen to the club. We were like, "Whoa, like, is Chelsea going to stop existing?" You know, like that doesn't happen. Like, no, what other club has ever been sanctioned by their former government or their countrymen?
Again, we didn't realistically get sanctioned. Let's just put it like that.
We didn't get sanctioned. We kind of did.
Well, Roman,
do you not remember like the speech Tuchel said?
Did not Chelsea did not get sanctioned.
Roman did.
Roman Abramovich got sanctioned. We need to understand, like,
Yeah.
when we're using these.
There was that point where thinking, could we use a plane?
Yes, because again, you need to understand our owner was sanctioned, right? So he can't give us money anymore.
Yeah,
That's
he's a big part of Chelsea, though.
Oh yeah, so like we weren't sanctioned. It was our owner that got sanctioned, and we were affected.
When you sack the owner, though, Chelsea can't do much about.
But yeah, no. But it wasn't even because Roman was giving us money. They didn't want any money to be given to Chelsea in the case that it would go back to Roman.
Yes, that's the whole point. Yeah. So that's why we didn't get sanctioned. It was Roman that got sanctioned, and as a byproduct, any of his businesses, right, are then not entitled to any money at all.
Which is horrible, by the way, because it was.
It's horrible. Let's not deny that. Let's not deny it. It was absolutely horrible. But I think the best benefit though we did get was then that they did allow us to actually get brought out by other people, which was, I think, a massive benefit. Like again, don't listen to like idiots. That idiot, I forget her name because she's not in Parliament anymore because she lost her job because she was dick sucking Boris Johnson all the fucking time. Yeah, I forget, Nadine Dorries. Yeah, Nadine Dorries. That's who it is. I just remember right now. Yeah. But obviously, I remember people getting worried because she was like, we don't care about Chelsea. We'll make sure and everything like that because of the Ukraine issue, if I'm not mistaken correctly. And obviously, that was never going to be the case when Chelsea is is one of the biggest clubs in football right now. And you guys know it, and we know it. When something's very financially viable, they never let it go, bro. So
I mean, they still never gave him the money. They never went to charity.
I mean, that stuff. I'll be honest, that's not my problem. That's not even Chelsea's problem. That's a problem for Roman to deal with, and the people in Ukraine who should be getting that money because they're the money. That money is actually meant for the people of Ukraine. I still do not understand why it's not being given to them. I'll be very real with you, Marshall. That one, actually.
Well,
that for me
could be the nihilistic person in me, but I can tell you why it's not been given because they don't actually care. They probably want it for themselves.
The problem is they can't use it for themselves. It's like actually stuck in.
I don't know.
They might.
Because like
the move money like that.
The reason why I would say that, Marshall, is the governments have changed since that period of which the money was put in the account, right? And secondly, the UK laws are quite strong in terms of like, they can't just
break the law all the time.
Nah, in the UK we've got laws since like 1000 AD. So and they even which we have to go back to. So it's very, very hard. Like and also X-Styles, right? The money is gaining interest, by the way.
That is a good point.
Right? So the money is gaining interest. It has to be given out at one point. It probably will be given to them at one point, but I just don't know when it will be.
Maybe end of the war. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But like, again, regardless, I don't think I don't really care about it because it doesn't affect us at this point. But the jig's up, at least on our part, at the very least.
Oh no,
Imagine Roman gets his money back and then he uses it to buy Chelsea back.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I'll be honest.
Roman
Abramovich would never pass the fit and proper owners test of the Premier League.
Roman would never buy a football club in the top 5 leagues ever again. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You don't think?
He cannot buy football.
He might be done. Yeah, he might be done.
In the top like 20 years. Specifically top 5 leagues. Yeah. Even at the Netherlands, technically speaking, he would be able to buy it. Denmark, I would probably say. But like maybe like a Turkey or something like that, I wouldn't be surprised. But everywhere, but like all these other clubs, zero chance.
Maybe China.
I don't know.
The China football market's fell, right? You know that, right?
I mean,
so that's what I'm saying. So like realistically,
maybe Australia then. Fuck it.
If Roman probably would want to buy a team that can play in the UCL, right? That's probably what that's his thing. Loves European
Saudi
football.
team. Could buy a Saudi team.
No, Saudi guys are much more richer than he is. With all due respect.
That's true.
That's true. Well, no, I mean, goodbye. Another one of those, because there's the Al Ahly, Al Nasser.
Yeah, but they're all owned by Saudi. They're actually owned by the Saudi.
They're all owned by PIF.
Yeah, they're literally owned by the Saudi investment thing, right? So they're owned by big boys.
Because like I was saying, like I know you said like he wants to be back in the UCL, which I think that's very true. He would like to be back in the UCL in an ideal world, but the Club World Cup, like I'm saying, the Club World Cup could be the next like iteration of like, okay, UCL's great, but we need to aim to get to the Club World Cup. We need you know what I'm saying? Like, could be one of those.
Actually, talking about the Club World Cup, is actually any Saudi teams there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting. Actually, I'm actually looking forward to this. I am looking forward to the Club World Cup though.
It's gonna be good. I think it
Yeah,
will be.
I think it's
It
gonna
will
be
be a
fun.
good tournament.
And
But,
probably horrible at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? I was just kind of a hypothetical. I don't actually expect it to actually happen. Plus, on top of it, if he even were to get the money back, the amount he's probably gonna have to give towards lawyers and stuff, he wouldn't get the amount.
I don't think he
would
cared
need
about the
to-
money like that though.
No,
He said he
didn't,
wanted to
but
donate it to Ukraine, Russia.
It just wouldn't
It
be
cleared
the money he
Chelsea's
gets
debt.
back wouldn't be enough to buy Chelsea, in my opinion. Especially considering everything we're going to talk about, where the money's coming in. But before we actually get to that, I wanted to move on to another topic, which you guys know how I move on the show. We ramp it up little by little. We start talking about other things and then work our way to the real nitty gritty of the Chelsea news that's been happening recently. And the next thing I wanted to discuss was the offside protocol. So if those of you guys, for those of you who have been paying attention, you maybe saw what happened against Nottingham Forest against Leicester City. And very, very horrific injury. Sucks to see that happen, and it all could have been prevented if we just had called an offside when it was an offside instead of waiting for the play to play out. But Mike Keegan says here, a controversial offside protocol to be reviewed after incident which left Taiwo Owoniyi needing urgent surgery on potential fatal injury. I believe the impact of the post made his appendix rupture, and he had to be forced into a coma. He was in a medical induced coma. I think he's okay now, but this all could have been prevented if you just called offside from the get-go rather than having the play out, which, I mean, where do you guys stand on this? Because I'm sure some of you actually do see the benefit of letting the play out, but maybe you guys just rather call it like it is when it happens versus what we're seeing now. I mean, Oliver, I'll start with you. I mean, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
The benefit of that practice is that if the offside is marginal, or if it's not even offside at all, if the margins between onside and offside are very narrow, that's where you can leave the flag down, because then you run the risk of actually making an incorrect decision where the player is actually onside. When in the case of Iwani here, the player is clearly offside, or at least the person that passed him is clearly offside. If it's clear, that's just the referee being a coward and relying on VAR completely, when VAR shouldn't be a crutch like that. You know, the referee should always referee the game first, as well as the officials and the fourth official. It's not good enough. I mean, if you've seen the evidence of the play, it was clearly offside. The referee, the linesman has no excuses there to not put that flag up earlier.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what do you think?
I mean, Oliver spoke the words out of my mouth, and even more. I agree. Like, I feel like if it's obvious, and I've been saying this for a good while, like, watching games, I think you've heard me say, like, with Chelsea games, like, if it's clear offside, don't waste time, man. Just call it. It's obvious he's offside, then they're just waiting for him to score or miss. But if it's just not obvious, then, yeah, like, I understand they're not going to do it, but in case they mess up and they call offside and it wasn't offside. So... But that was, and when we were watching the game, and I said that's offside, and they still continued, and yeah, like that looked nasty. That when they both went into the post,
dude.
It looked
horrible.
very nasty. Yeah, weirdly, I was watching that game. I don't know, like, oh yeah, because it's not in the forest, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a shame really, because like obviously it's good he didn't get like anything too serious, but yeah, something needs to be changed a little bit with that.
I agree. Ahmed, what are your thoughts on this whole situation, man?
I feel like it shouldn't be happening anymore. It's fundamentally because you've now got semi-automated offside. So why is this even happening to begin with? I think it's just that it's for me the simple answer. You don't need this to happen anymore.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, well, okay, because you know what I was gonna say, right? Oliver said it about the whole if it's clearly offside. We've seen that gray area with the clear and obvious error when it comes to using VAR, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say to Oliver, like, okay, but then what happens if you do get that you change the rule to if it's clearly offside, call it before letting the play go out? Then we get into that gray area where, like, what if it's not a clear offside? Like, what is a clear offside? Obviously, we know like the very I think we all agree like an obvious clear offside if he's like a yard or two ahead of him, right? Those are very clear, but there might be situations where that differentiates. Like what might be clear to Ahmed might not be so clear to me. So then I think that's where the semi-automated offsides would kick in. But then does that disadvantage the player who maybe was onside and doesn't get his goal because the play was stopped? And at that point, where do you solve that?
It's just I just don't think that's the problem.
area.
I just think for me fundamentally, none of this needs to be happening anymore. You've got a machine that tells you offside straight away. Legit, it will tell you offside straight away. So none of this needs to be happening anymore. Like I don't know why it's even happening at this point.
How do we know how it tells you if it's offside? Do the referees have like a buzzer, like how when the
that was my question, because I don't think the system's calibrated to make these decisions live in the moment. That's the
Because it
problem.
doesn't do you because it has to be because for me it has to, because if you look at the UCL for example, it will tell them almost straight away. Like it will actually like the same moment we're like, bang, offside. It will tell them that straight away. So for me, it has to be on some level very quick response. Like the referee should know within like at least 30 seconds, within 20 seconds. Like give or take.
I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult because they already have this technology with the goal line. They have a buzzer on the referee's on their wrist where
you don't even need it to be noticed. If the buzzer goes offside, all you need, the guy in his ear can just tell him offside, mate, and he can just say.
Ahmed's I guess you all are anti-job, We're gonna just put AI semi-automated offsides.
Sure, man. You're talking about like if a book has an AI to help
we're gonna get rid of good refereeing jobs and give them all to AI.
Oh yeah,
the flagman always
let players get in today.
Listen, the flagman needs to exist. Let's not get it twisted, right?
Of course.
But the semi-automated is there also just to make, if it's like a bit of a, if like the referee can't see it, bang, the AIs are gonna tell you it's offside, right? So you need to have.
Go on. Sorry,
you need to have like a double jeopardy, as I like to call it, right? Jeopardy one is the human one. Then number two you fall back on is the legit one, which is going to be way more accurate than the referee will be most 99.99999% of the time, which is your AI.
I
would think. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was gonna say, like you said, like losing their job. I say if they can't call like obvious, like clear, like calls for the offside, then I don't see the point in being there. Like, they just always go wait for VAR to do the job.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do it, right? Because we now know, because of that technology where the ball it buzzes the referee when it crosses the line. I think we know it has a chip, right? If you have a chip that whenever the ball is hit, it automatically checks if it draws a line between the last defender on the automated thing, and then the ball was hit, and then you could automatically tell if someone was offside, and then the VAR would tell the ref, like, hey, he's offside. So almost like giving that assistant referee job to someone upstairs who, as soon as the ball's hit, it draws a line, then you can immediately tell, like, onside, offside, And so there surely must be a way to make it like what Ahmed's saying, fast and efficient, because the way it is right now, it's like, we don't know, like they have to let it play out and then they have to go back and check and then set it up and then boom, it checks if it's automatically offside. There might be a way to do it instantly with the technology that we have on the ball and with VAR and all that stuff, so that it can be stopped immediately without having to play out and risking players getting injured. And we can, be more accurate in the game as well. I think there's a way. But any final thoughts on the whole playing out the offsides before we move on? Sweet. Woke nonsense. I agree. We move on to the next story here, guys, which is we talked about this some time ago, and it looks like it is going to happen. It looks like it is very much on the horizon, we'll say, and that is expanding the Premier League broadcast and what they do in the broadcast. So just to pretty much give you the idea of what I'm talking about, the Premier League has asked clubs to give broadcasters the right to film inside dressing rooms or conduct in-game player interviews during live coverage from next season. Now, when we did talk about this, I think the majority of us were against it. I think all of us were against the dressing room filming, and some of us were on the fence about, conducting in-game player interviews, so on and so forth, like they do in hockey, basketball, so on and so forth, football, MLS as well. I don't mind a halftime interview with maybe a player or something like that. But the in dressing room shit, I think that needs to be left out of this proposal. But it looks like it's gonna happen regardless. I mean, RSM, we'll start with you since you just joined us. What are your thoughts on this?
It just kind of seems like that's literally what the NBA does, right? Like in between the quarters, they interview a player, and then when play starts, like on a little side screen, they like have the interview playing. That's probably what they're trying to do. I agree with the dressing room stuff. I think that's too invasive. Because to be honest, we've all heard stories, right, about what happens, especially when it's like super heated and stuff. Like, I think a lot of managers aren't gonna want that. Like, I don't think, especially next season, right? Let's say Pep doesn't get off to a hot start. I don't think he wants cameras in there. Let's be real. I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen the City documentaries, right? But this brother gets pissed. You feel me? And like having cameras there is a liability, and I think the players aren't gonna like it either. I don't know how that's gonna go. The other interviews, I don't really care. Going to the dressing rooms though it's a step too far, bro. That's way too far. You're trying to do too much.
I think that's where we get into that utter woke nonsense or that shit.
People will get offended, Marshall, if they go into the dressing room.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Like they're gonna see one bad thing. Like, oh my God.
One of the managers is gonna be like, y'all are playing like pussies, and somebody's gonna be like, that's too offensive to women, and it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Because the term is literally, bro. The term is literally called locker room talk.
Yeah.
Like there are just stuff like when the emotions are high, when the coach is pissed, like there's a lot of yelling, there's a lot of stuff that is said, but like it's said in the moment. You can't have cameras there for that, bro.
Yeah, all it's gonna be is like, yo, stop playing like a girl or some shit like that, and people are gonna be like, that's absolutely.
I mean, do you think that mics?
They're not gonna have a camera with no mics. Let's be real.
I mean, how do they do it in other sports? I feel like NBA has.
They don't do locker room. The NBA doesn't do locker room.
Oh, they don't do like a silent.
locker room.
They do
kind of
the most that the NBA does is they mic up a player, but the player knows they're mic'd up, and it doesn't matter because the players are sitting on the bench right courtside. So whatever they say gets picked up anyway by all the mics.
Yeah.
But in the locker room is different, bro. There's nothing in the locker room. Up until they win the game. Once they win the game, they give their players a couple minutes in the locker room, and then they interview them while they're sitting.
NFL do it, Keyshawn? I don't know. I don't watch any of this stuff. I don't know if NFL do.
Going to the dressing room now it doesn't do any good to the players or the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as good for like entertainment. Like the people obviously filming it, they're gonna make more money out of it. Like it does good for them. I don't know if the clubs will get more money for it. Like maybe they do, but like for the players especially and the manager, not really. They don't really benefit from it.
And also, where do we draw a line? What if a player's laid out on a treatment table in the dressing room? Like, you can't be filming that, surely.
I remember with Ericsson when he passed out heart issue, or like he had a heart attack, sorry. Yeah. And they were trying to not zoom into him, but they was like pointing the camera at him. And that was disgusting, I remember that. Yeah, they did finally take it off, but like they was getting like shots in there.
No, that was gross behavior from the camera.
I don't know if it was ITV or BBC. I don't know.
It was one of the
broadcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I remember watching it live, like.
Or maybe it was ITV. I don't remember actually.
Could have been ITV.
Yeah, it's been a while, but like, yeah, like stuff like that. Like, I get it. I think. Do any of you are any of you guys staunchly opposed to the halftime talks or halftime interviews kind of thing?
I just don't. I just don't see.
I would pay money to get a halftime interview for Arteta. I need to see it. He's already a dumbass. Imagine what he's gonna say during halftime. We need it. I don't care about the halftime interviews. Do it. I do not care, bro.
I
like imagine Ruben Diaz. Imagine if they interviewed him halfway through that Southampton game. He would have been pressed. Bro, we need it. I don't care. I can absolutely be for the halftime interviews, bro. I'm so there for
I can
it.
hear some of the interviews, but not the dressing room shit. No.
Exactly. Those are two separate things for me.
That's too far. That
Exactly.
one.
Yeah,
I'll be
ahead.
honest. So I'll be honest. I already know this has already been happening, obviously, in alternative things, right? So, in terms of like League One, they already have halftime talks. I don't really see them going into dressing rooms as much, but I would assume that if you're in dressing rooms, they'll probably be like very silent. They wouldn't put the mics into the dressing rooms. I think they'd probably want it more so to see like what the players are doing and stuff like that. But at the same time, I actually think there's another reason why I probably wouldn't want there to be anything in the dressing room per se, because what about the tactics? What if the coach is using his coaching board and he's doing the tactics right, and then the other team can actually see what you're planning to do in the second half, right? So inevitably, that's also another issue that could be caused from that. But at the end of the day, I think if it's like a pre-game thing, I think it works. If it's like a halftime thing, though, it can't happen. The halftime like talks are already inevitable. That's probably what's gonna happen. But I don't think halftime inside the actual dressing room is gonna be a good thing in my personal.
But you know what it is, JC? It's not like they're going halftime to talk about there's gonna be like one player who they ask to stay behind real quick while everybody goes into the locker room, like maybe for a minute, and they're like, "What do you think of the half? What do you think you've been doing good? What do you think you need to do better?" It's exactly what they do during the NBA. They're like, "What do you guys think you're doing to nullify their attack? Whatever. How do you think about the score?" That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be like a minute or two, and then the players are gonna get to go into the locker room.
So
Yeah, it's like 3 quick fire questions really, and then they get going.
Maybe they make halftime a little bit longer for that as well. Then.
So basically, the Americanization of sport.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you could hold. By the way, SGA MVP. No.
Was that been confirmed? I don't know. I've looked. It's the last 2 minutes. My
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I'm not saying it's been confirmed. I'm just saying you're getting packed up. So.
Hella sus moments right here, man.
Listen, man, we're playing with 2.5 players. We've got Jokic getting 3 man on them pause. You know what I mean? I don't know what you want me to do, bro. He had he's legit getting circled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
What do you mean by that? But yeah, Oliver, did you want to add anything to that before we move on?
I just don't really see, like, you're going to get the odd instance, as you do with post-match interviews, where you're going to have a player drop a swear, or you're going to have a manager that's rattled. It's very rare. I'm assuming that we're doing all this in terms of trying to improve the entertainment value of the Premier League product. I don't see how these interviews improve it, because these managers and these players are media trained to death that you barely get any insight from your average interview anyway. So it wouldn't add anything for me as a viewer, personally.
Yeah, to the manager, I do actually agree with that.
Unfortunately,
they just talk in such a politically correct way. There's no, it's very formulaic.
If you do halftime, right, they might catch you off like a player, like hot and bothered or heated or whatever.
Exactly.
Like,
but soon enough, though, the players will pick up on how to calm themselves down for these. It's a process over time. You'll probably see more explosiveness in the beginning.
It's also down to, unfortunately, the way that the world works is short form content, bro. It's like all those little interviews get immediately posted to all these different platforms, and unfortunately that gets a lot of views, and that's just why they want to do the mini interviews.
Well, that's just my personal take, though. I understand the reasoning for it. That it's definitely valid.
No, I agree that, like, at the end of the day, in terms of a viewing experience, it adds nothing. The only reason they do it is because they get better engagement numbers, and that's about it. But it's just,
of course,
whatever, man.
Yeah, but like I've seen the interviews being conducted. The Seattle Sounders manager Schmetzer. It's just like simple, quick fire questions like, "Hey, so what do you guys think you need to do in the next half to get a result?" Like, "Yeah, we just need to run harder. Be more aggressive on the ball. Boom, 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 boom.
Make better passes, better touch it. Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to go out there.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait until somebody gets pissed and like, you know what? Fuck like, Nicholas Jackson. That's what I think we got to do next.
But I don't. X-Styles not actually. He's actually kind of spitting here. Imagine interviewing the fans at halftime. Bro, the blasphemy that would come out of some of those Stamford Bridge ultras, we'll call them. Holy shit, bro. Nicholas Jackson needs to leave my club. And,
He needs to leave the
that's just
country. Yeah, bro.
way,
It's over, bro.
light way of saying it. Fuck these tourists out, all that shit. You know, that's what they're gonna fucking say, bro. It's
You know,
gonna
we
be
gotta.
insane.
Bro.
Oh my days, man. But yeah, listen, I'm not opposed to the halftime talks, but I think when it comes to the locker room stuff, like I think considering one, it's a locker room, it's a changing room. I just think keep the private parts, you know, and the privacy of the locker room private. I think that's just a little too much. It's too much of an invasion of privacy, in my opinion. But with all that
Yeah,
being
man.
said,
You know what we don't want, Marshall? We don't want Bunny Blue asking Cole Palmer questions, man.
Oh my god, bro. Here we go, man. This guy, bro. This guy, bro.
I think you know what.
Look
I
at
think
him,
I
bro.
remember
He
we
thinks he's
looked into
hilarious.
this.
Look at him
I remember
laughing,
you
bro.
told me about that. I remember you told me about this person. Never mind.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we also don't want over 50 people watching, not smashing up the like button. So
I do not want Bonnie Blue in the Chelsea locker room, bro. That's on God.
Can you imagine that, bro?
And
I don't want to imagine that. I
Jackson
don't.
wanted to control himself,
I don't
man.
want the stream to not have enough likes. So smash up the like buttons if you haven't done so already, guys, because we're about to get into more of the Chelsea stuff. Starting off with so we were talking about the Enzo eye situation, and it's been confirmed by Nazar Cancella that my boy's got pink eye.
Dang, Ahmed, look what you did,
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say I'm passed on, man.
My swollen eye, bro. Listen, I actually have like another. My eye's swollen again today, bro. Like again. So listen, that's why I'm closed, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Is this how you go get Enzo, man?
listen,
Just take him out, man. You're taking him out.
One second, one second.
What's happening here?
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, I've got one eye right now again.
Oh
Like,
Jesus!
look how big, look how swollen.
Yeah.
Is it pink
My,
eye?
no, it's not pink eye. Chill out, man. Mine's actually just like really like dry eye. I've got like a severe case of dry eye right now. So like,
Yeah.
it was actually
Is it
going
pink
back to
eye,
normal.
dry eye?
My man got dry eye because he got
Pink
crop
eye-
dusted.
Pink eye is different because
Yeah,
I think pink eye
It
obviously
was
comes
all
from,
up in
like,
between it. He got crop dusted. I hear it. It's all good, Ahmed.
No, my issue is I live in an area where it's just naturally windy. I live next to the
Shout out
Thames,
Marshall for getting my joke, man.
you know what I mean? But listen, I understood the joke. I'm just gonna move past it. You know what I mean? That's the difference between me and you. So,
You're trying to move past the press? No, I hear it.
yeah. So like my eye, bro, is like fucking swollen as fuck. Like, look how big my other eye
Yeah.
is. My other eye looks like it's human, bro. You know what I mean?
You were
It
getting
looks
better
human.
though. What the fuck happened?
I think
Yeah.
my sleeping schedule fucked me up. And then like when my sleep schedule got fucked up yesterday, I didn't sleep properly. So my eyes became so looking. Like, if I sleep tonight properly,
Okay.
I'll go back to like normal. Like if I sleep tonight properly, I'm gonna sleep tonight like at my usual time usually. And like give
Okay.
myself like good like 13 hours sleep. I'll probably be back. My eye will be back to normal.
You know, Xtel and Kalis aren't wrong though. You should probably wear an eye patch. I think that might help.
Chill out, man. Chill out, man.
No, I'm not joking, bro. I'm telling
Wear-
you,
wear-
you
wear an
need
eye
to wear
patch.
an eye
My
patch. I
issue
feel
is-
like it would
no.
help.
No, the thing is wearing an eye patch. You mean
Do it for the aura, man.
No, my
Aura.
thing is wearing an eye patch would mean, wearing an eye patch would be about because I can't see in the eye. I can see the eye perfectly. It's
Yeah.
just that he's just breathe. My eyes irritated right now. That's the difference. There's a difference
You
between
put eye
not being able
drops in
to.
that bitch.
Just,
I have put eye drops in it, but it's just
Oh,
but it's just but I don't need to actually. I didn't put any today because like it's only for 5 days I need it. I'll be
Do
back.
This
you
is
think,
why, by the way, this is
another
why, by the way, guys, you should
Taking out
never
down.
trust Ahmed's eye test, bro. This is the type of eyes we're dealing with here, bro.
This is insane.
Ahmed's eye test, man. Enough said, bro.
Oh,
I was gonna
shit,
say,
man.
do you think Enzo
Mine
missed the final
said
game though?
13 hours sleep. Yeah, Solomon, because I like to sleep whenever it's my day off. tomorrow, so
Hibernating.
I like to
So-
hibernate a little bit.
Okay,
But
if we're
13
gonna
hours
be
takes
mature
long.
about this,
No, it definitely sucks.
Um,
I can't lie.
it
It definitely
sucks,
sucks.
right?
Yeah.
It's also it's like I think what is it transmitted through fecal matter or like passing gas and shit like that.
Stuff like that.
Let's
He has,
be honest.
he has babies, bro.
Exactly. Thank you. He's got kids, and those kids, bro, kids be doing dirty
Bro,
ass
they
shit.
be going straight from scratching their butt to playing with toys, and then the parents pick up the.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Exactly.
it happens, bro. It happens
It
in
happens to
daycares.
parents
It happens
a lot.
all the time in daycares, bro. Daycare
Yep.
workers get conjunctivitis because the kids are nasty. It happens.
Yeah. So like that was my first thought. I was like, okay, he probably got it because he has kids and shit. And listen,
Yep.
you know, like he's back with his wife and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like that's
That's crazy.
probably why it happened. Like you know, it's just kids be dirty, bro.
So
Kids
you
be
wait. So you're
dirty.
saying wait. So if I'm reading this correctly, you're advocating that he should leave his wife again?
I-
Is that what you're trying to
I
get
was
at?
thinking that in my
Mushroom?
head, man. If he
That's what I'm
stayed
saying.
away,
Like
man,
like
he
low
wouldn't-
key,
he
it,
would-
it,
he
it
would
feels
be
like
dead.
that's what he's leading towards. Like I don't know,
It
Marshall.
sounds
Man.
like you're talking
This
from
is why he
experience
left.
here, Marshall. It sounds like Marshall from experience. So you are, Simon. What's
prefer
going on?
not
Like,
to-
you know what I mean?
Not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
It looks like you got a few
Do you
arse
actually
ears.
think he missed the final
Looks like
game?
you
Though?
got- It looks like you got
No,
a few
he won't
eyes.
miss a game.
Guys, it looks like you got a few
Mm.
arse ears in chat. You be bandits. If you know what I mean.
Fucking he
Next
should
2
leave his
weeks,
wife
yeah.
for the next 2 weeks.
No, leave his wife to the end of the Club World Cup, man. Oh
Yeah,
shit,
end of
then
the
the
Club
season
World
starts
Cup.
again. So
No, there was a really cute video of his son saying Chelsea. It was cute when they were leaving the game. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no. His son's
honestly,
proper
no,
Chelsea.
it's good he got back together with his kids.
Yeah.
No, but I think he is gonna play the games because like it's not one. He probably has to kind of isolate from the rest of the team in a sense, but like you could still play through it. Like it's annoying, it's irritating. You probably have a really tough time seeing. Like you're visually impaired on one eye.
His vision is like a big part of like who he is.
I mean that's what I was saying, but I mean you can still be half a player. He was still putting in work and stuff. Like you know, we looked at the United game. Like he had one possession a few times and stuff. He wasn't.
I
he
thought he was
wasn't
okay in the first
horrible,
half,
horrible.
and
I've
then
seen him
We've
play
second
worse.
half. he dropped off,
how about this? How about this? We've seen worse Enzo stinkers. How about that?
Exactly.
Oh
exactly.
yeah,
That's what
we've
I'm
seen
saying.
worse.
Have
but
we done? Have we? Have we done?
We have.
Start of the season, man. It is awful.
I'm not too sure about that, bro.
No, he was really bad at the start of the season.
I couldn't even defend it, like,
Brighton was a really bad
any
game
of it.
for him, right? Brighton, he played shit. I don't remember.
It
But
was October or something.
There were some
he
games
started
in the
picking up.
beginning of the season where he was shit, man. Like he's been worse than that. So
That's what I'm telling you. There's been worse Enzo stinkers. I'm not worried about it.
So Enzo Fernandez, wear an eye patch, my guy. And,
Yeah, man, he'll
and-
be aura.
Yeah, and you'll be just fine, bro. You'll be just fine.
Bien, chao. Chao, Hong Kong.
All right. So, moving on to the next topic of discussion. Ahmed, we're going to need your expertise on this one, even though not really, because there's not really been much nuance on this shit. But there's, let's get up to date with what's going on with the stadium, I guess. So, I got 3
Yay.
tweets for the homies out here wondering what's going on with the stadium. And the long and short of it is nothing yet. But we do have a little bit of more insight.
So in terms of
regards
news,
to it.
no news. Shout out Marshall.
News, no news, man.
So in terms of news, we got no news.
Yeah, let's go. I'm the best at this. Anyways,
Go to, man, the go.
Rugby Football Union Chief Executive Bill Sweeney has said Twickenham could host Chelsea matches if the Premier League club is seeking a temporary home, but he believes the local council would attempt to stand in the way. Not sure why, but maybe Ahmed knows. We have the Mayor of London, I believe, right? Chelsea have been warned that their stadium is too small by Sadiq Khan, and they must be watching their London rivals with envy.
Bro,
Continuing on here.
is he shit talking Stamford Bridge, bro?
Yeah,
Kinda
he,
is. He
Oh
kinda
my
is,
god, bro.
but
He's like, your shit's small, bro.
He might be. He might
That's
be
crazy.
bro. On Chelsea Stadium, it's moved at a snail's
Can't
pace,
look
and I've
further.
heard nothing which suggests that will change until everyone involved comes together in agreement over what direction they want to go in. And I didn't find this, but I should mention this, that after what game was it? What was our home game before United? It wasn't Newcastle.
wait, the home game
Liverpool,
before you
wasn't
had
it?
Was it Liverpool?
Yes,
Yeah, after
yes.
the Liverpool match, I think Alex, I believe his name is, I think Alex from the Chelsea Fans TV actually ran into Hansborg Weiss, who poor
yeah.
man, dude.
Oh
Leave
my
the man
God, yeah.
alone. The
He's
guy's
like, he's
so
like 90,
old.
man.
He is so.
He
I
didn't
realize
go.
how old
He
was.
didn't go intense over the questions.
Oh, wait,
He
listen.
didn't go intense. I get it.
Let me
I
just
didn't
say
go
this.
intense.
Let me just say this real quick. I wouldn't be so sure about saying the poor man to Hans Boris regarding certain allegations that have just come out recently.
What allegations?
Oh
What?
yes, I've seen that.
Let's just let's
Save it for backstage. Save it for backstage. Save it for backstage.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
See, I don't look at Twitter,
See,
man. I don't look at
didn't know what
Twitter.
Very
was
bad.
going on.
Let's just say it's historic allegations. If you understand,
Okay.
Yeah.
in the story.
Hey, ladies and gents, this is one of those stories we will not be covering here. look for it yourself. Go into the dark web and find the sources.
Dark web.
All
No, you're sending them wrong
Anyways.
place.
Oh no, bro.
No.
I'm here trying to
Yeah,
find the
the
Diddy
Diddy party.
files, bro. Give it up.
The dark web of X.com.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Bro. Yo, some shit's gonna come out during the court trial. No, let me not. But yeah. So they interviewed Hansberg Weiss, and apparently Weiss was saying that what's the other place called that we were Earl's Court. That Earl's Court looks like the likely place to go, but finding the person to do the job has been complicated, and so it's been a very slow process. So I think based on what he said, if it's true, they're still trying to find someone to take the project on. This is probably where maybe the MAC comes in, right? Who are like, lead, what would you call them, Ahmed? Because you're into the architecture or engineering world.
That's property developers, right?
Thank you.
Real estate, I think. Real estate, no?
Real estate developers, real estate or property developers in the MAC. They could play a role in the stadium build. That's just, all tinfoil hat and stuff. But
I'll say this though, like with the MAC thing, by the way, as well, it what that partnership tells me is it's similar to what a lot of NBA teams want to do, what a lot of other teams want to do, what Man United want to do with their stadium. They want it to be more than just a stadium. They want everything surrounding it to be owned by Chelsea and be Chelsea themed. So there'll be like restaurants, whatever. It'll be like a whole experience. That's what the MAC partnership probably wants to get at. I don't know, because again, with this, like, it seems like the only place, unless some buildings literally fall down somewhere else in London. The only hope that we have is this Earl's Court place, and time is ticking, bro. It's that simple.
No, time is ticking, because as of last we checked, the project that's going on in Earl's Court has been halted, but it won't be halted for long. Like, as far as I'm aware, they have to get like certain permits or certain approvals from governing forces that they're still in the process of doing. Nothing's been slated or official yet. But it will be soon. It's not going to be in that state for long. So it's one of those situations that they have to figure it out quick. And it's very likely that if they don't figure it out, they might be waiting a very long time for another opportunity to build a stadium. And
yeah, man,
that's
but
not gonna
like,
be good.
let's be honest, boys, man. I saw Sadiq Khan comment. I'll be honest, man. Sadiq Nation, you look got probably one more year in you. As a mayor. That's kisky, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. All I'm asking, I should say one more time probably, and I don't mean actually. I think he probably will leave of his own volition after this time that he does as a mayor of like London. But like, there's actually like a bigger problem going on in London, low key. I don't know if because like how should I word this in the nicest way possible? Because of like a lot of gentrification occurring from like people that probably like have lived a lot more in the country and the suburbs. A lot of like live events now like are having problems now actually doing live events, because like these guys are coming from places where that doesn't really happen. A lot more quiet towns and villages, right? And it's meaning that a lot of these places where stuff like this is occurring, where stuff like this is meant to be occurring, is getting like locked off by people by people who live within the council, if that makes sense. So that's something actually I actually like read up on recently, because like there's no like Live Nation occurring in Lewisham, which is like South London basically, which is like kind of crazy because of people that just recently moved in being like, we don't want no live events going on around here. So that's something to think about. But I think in Chelsea's case, we should still be okay for a number of reasons, because it's always going to happen there. But regardless of the matter, I think in regards to the stadium stuff, listen, guys, we can still be talking about it in 2027, and I think we'll still be nowhere near closer.
Yeah. No, and that's I think
like these brothers need to get these guys need to get the dick off the table and start focusing on getting the job done.
They need to put some pep in their step, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Stop pussying around, man, and start making shit happen. Ain't that right, Marshall?
I want to look at something else though. So like we brought up the shirt sponsor that we have right now, but didn't we also have a board member that's supposed to be doing this stuff? I believe Jonathan Goldstein.
Yeah, Goldie boy, man.
I thought it was Chris Jurassic that was in
I don't know. So where's his part? Because he's been on the board since.
Isn't Jurassic fired, by the way? I'm
My
sorry,
man collecting a check, bro.
Jurassic
Is he?
fired, bro.
Chris Jurassic.
That's the
Is
guy
he
that we
fired?
signed.
It's a new guy. It's the guy who made the SoFi Stadium. That's the guy we hired. I don't know his
Yeah.
name though.
It was the guy that did the Spurs stuff now. That's the new head, no?
Chris
We've had
Jurassic
Jonathan
is
Goldstein on our board since Clear Lake took the club.
Yeah, man. Look
He
at
was
that forward,
for
man.
Jason Gannon, who was previously club's chief operating officer. Jurassic left Chelsea and return to Clear Lake Capital on co-controlling owners of the club. Wait, a co-controlling owner of the club. So Jason Gannon is currently running Jason Gannon promoted to president and chief operating officer. So maybe that's not necessarily that department. I don't know. This is where things get confusing. It's too complicated for my head. But
Yeah, man.
So it's
I
not
mean,
Chris
Marshall's only 40 IQ, so it's very hard for him.
something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just good at reading. That's pretty much all I'm good for. But anyways, that being said, no progress on the stadium, and I feel like if there was a possibility to get it done, it probably would have been done by now.
Marshall, I'm gonna make a bet right now. You're gonna like, yeah. That Chris is gonna like actually. I bet you we'll get a WrestleMania in the UK, in London, in the next three years.
You reckon?
Yeah, yeah. In the next
What do you
3
reckon those
years.
prices are, Ahmed?
Listen, I'm just there for the con event, man. I'm here for the con event, mate. You
Yeah.
think I'm going to watch
Yeah, right.
somewhere in London? Hell no, bro. But listen, I bet you,
Yes,
Mark,
right.
right now, you will get a WrestleMania in London before Chelsea get a new stadium done in the next 3 years.
Oh yeah.
What?
Just say what, man? Like that's definitely happening.
We'll be there.
Do you care though? Who?
We'll be there.
I'm telling you,
You'll be
bro.
there.
I genuinely
We'll
will
be
tell
here in
you,
the
I'm straight.
like
Okay,
they will,
now then.
You
we
guys
will
will be there.
legit,
I'll be
we
there.
will legit get a WrestleMania before we get like any form of proposal.
I think I have to agree with that one. If I was a betting man, I'd probably bet on that one.
Didn't you
I don't
guys see though what? Didn't you guys see what Todd Bowley said to Bloomberg?
No, what?
He was talking on a scale of decades when it comes to this, like getting the stadium sorted out.
I
can't
told you,
remember-
bro. Our kids are
If
gonna
I
be
had-
in the new
if-
stadium. I told you, bro.
If I had the
Our
tweet,
kids are gonna be in the stadium.
if I had the tweet, I'd share it for everyone to see. But that's just off my memory. I read something where I can't remember the exact figure, but it was in terms of decades.
You know that meme? It's from a TV show in the UK
Oh, man.
where it's the officer yelling into the sky. No, what am I supposed to do? What? And he's crying.
Oh, that guy,
into the sky.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
With the
that's what I
safety
feel
vest,
right
yeah,
now.
with the safety vest,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how I feel right now.
Marshall, vote to 1 million subscribers before Chelsea build a stadium.
Unironically, by the way.
honestly, yeah, I might hit 1 million subs
Listen,
before
listen,
Chelsea
Marshall,
get a new
I'm
stadium.
telling
Marshall
you right now,
gonna have gray hairs, bro.
Marshall, I have more chances of getting 10 women pregnant than Chelsea in the next 10 years than Chelsea has of what's it called proposing any new form of a stadium.
All right. Now we're pushing it.
Yeah, now we're pushing it, bro. I don't know about
Guys,
that.
now
I
we're
don't
not
know
friendly.
about. I
Not
don't know
really.
about. I don't know
It's
about.
quite
Ahmed
easy.
wants to push it.
Yeah, now
I don't know about that, bro.
I'm not
Yeah,
pushing it, bro. I'm not pushing it.
I don't know
Be
about
honest.
that.
It's facts. It's facts, man. You just keep hating.
There's no facts.
That's 100% facts.
No facts, just hate.
Yeah, I know about
But-
that.
They will score a goal
Yes,
by then. Oh my god.
Smash up the likes, ladies and gents, if you don't know about that either. But all right, let's go ahead and continue to listen, guys. Like I said, it's been a while since we've done the show, but we don't forget things on the show. We are very much of tradition, and the tradition here on the Casually Chelsea show is to always go over everyone's favorite segment. You already know where this is going. Yes. New kits. Creole chicken nugget. Chris's favorite segment.
I like the training kit.
The training kit's fire.
Damn,
My
that was
brother
quick.
bought
I
the
didn't even
kit,
show it
Sammy.
yet.
Yeah, you already told us. You
Yeah,
kind of cooked
this
your
already
brother with
came
that
out
one.
last week, guys. But hey, I like the first team kit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I think this is a nice first team kit. Definitely one of the better ones in recent years. I would probably say this is my favorite home kit I gotta see how the numbers look.
Yeah, you have to probably look at side by side.
Yeah. Because I did like the one in the Pochettino season with the gold letters and just the
Oh, I
straight
saw.
blue.
Yeah, that was
Those
decent.
are nice too. Yeah, those are nice.
It's
I hated the one we
simple.
won the Champions League in.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate shirt.
The three was horrible.
The
too,
three
by
ruined the
way.
kit.
The three-
It doesn't matter if the kit
it
was
did.
Three did hurt the
good.
kit.
It did.
It hurt badly.
Yeah, the three sponsorship was blue.
May as well put a McDonald's logo on.
Facts. I would have rather a McDonald's logo, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris, don't you like McDonald's? Why are you hating on McDonald's?
Oh, hey, on McDonald's.
He's not. He said he would have rather
I'm
the
just saying
McDonald's logo.
Because how big like the McDonald's could have been, like it'd probably be smaller than the 3 as well.
But you know what I like?
Three
about
was
this
just
too?
nasty,
this
bro.
is
Because the 3
bridge,
also had
right?
design in it. Like the 3 had a design in it. It's like a simple 3.
This is the bridge, right? The actual like design on it. with,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not a
Stamford
fan of the
Bridge.
back though. How it all blends in with it. I don't know.
Well, once
You know what
put
it
the
is though?
number
The
there-
back. Yeah, I was about to say the back is not like the only version that's gonna have that is like the fan version because once you get a number on it, it covers it anyways. So I don't really care too much.
That's
Yeah.
probably true.
And let's be honest, man. If you're looking at someone from the back, pause, honestly, and
Yo,
get some control of yourself, please. Thank you.
All right, on that.
clean.
This
Clean.
one.
Rematch
I want
shirt.
this
Clean.
one.
These
I
are
want
dope.
that
This
one.
shit is ass.
Remember this logo?
This shit is ass, man.
Shut up.
What?
What we
No,
asking?
he-
Yeah, I'm
he's
just showing, bro.
saying-
He's showing.
Don't clone me. Is that what this says? Clone?
It says
What does
London.
say? Oh, London. CFC London. Is that what
Oh.
that's supposed to be?
Yes, it says CFC London
Ah,
across
okay.
like multiple
Hey,
times.
Guys, we're gonna change team
He
names.
said
Right?
don't
This man said clone me.
It does look like clone. I was like, yo, CLON. That almost looks like
Nah,
an E,
it's
bro.
CFC London.
All right, CFC London.
Yeah, we're gonna start cloning Chelsea
Yeah.
players.
This looks
good
dope.
ones,
Though.
though.
I like the
I love
It's
the
like
back.
embroidered. It looks embroidered. I love it, bro.
And the little like drop shadow with the red, like
Yeah, it's clean, bro.
that's
clean.
pretty cool. I fuck.
I
With
fucks
this.
with it. I fucks with it.
Chat, you gotta tell me. You guys fuck with it too. Chris, your thoughts so far?
This shit is ass, man.
This guy, bro.
Your name is not Chris. Chris, your thoughts so far?
It's a lot better than the home one. I agree. Like, it's my favorite one. I actually think I might buy it. Like, I normally do buy a kit first, like every season. This will be the one, man. I think.
Who are you gonna get? Caicedo?
I don't know. Like,
You
get
another
players.
Reece James one? I swear to
Nah.
God, if you get another Reece James one.
No, I just collect them. Like, I normally just do like name by name. I don't really wear them, but yeah. Like, can you even get names on training kits for this? I don't really buy training kits.
No, you
for,
can't.
like,
You
that.
can't get names on training kits.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah.
could. No, yeah.
What about the home kit? You gonna get the home kit? How
I
do you
don't
feel
know,
about the
man.
home kit?
I don't know.
I'm
man.
feeling. I don't know if you got to it, but I'm copping the third kit for sure.
I probably will for just to get a name.
I haven't
What
seen the
the
third kit yet.
fuck
Actually.
is that? bro?
Wait. That's not
No.
good.
Keeper
Yeah.
kit.
That's the goalkeeper kit. That's the goalkeeper
Okay,
kit. It's gonna be better when Sanchez isn't in it. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
I'm
I
sure
haven't
this
seen the
kid
third
might
kit
be better
yet.
than Sanchez
I'm
too.
gonna look for
What?
it now real quick.
Bro, the third
Yeah, I
kit
didn't
is
realize.
actually like beautiful, bro. The third kit is
Oh,
throwback.
the green and red.
What? No, that's the away kit, bro. The
Oh,
third kit.
what?
So
Okay, I
Nike
gotta
for
look
all
it
their
up right
third
now.
kits is doing the retro Total 90 designs. But ours is also has the old London logo, like I think from like the 98 ish.
The comment just said that's shit.
No,
It's
it
very
is, bro.
simple. Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to fucking find something
Jesus
here.
Christ. These wings are hot, man.
Okay, I found. I
wonder your
meant
eyes
to
dodgy.
show this too. I'm not gonna lie. I did
Fuck you,
forget.
Chris.
Give me 1 second here, folks. Let me just get this on the screen for y'all.
Oh, Oliver went. I didn't know.
Yeah, he always goes in and out. Okay.
Yeah, he does sometimes.
Wait,
Here,
what are you talking about?
here, Marshall, hold up. I'm putting it in the private chat. I don't know if you
Yeah,
found
if
it.
you get
but-
that third kit, yeah, just send it.
Yeah, no,
over.
I found it. I found it here. It's all the three kits are just kind of there.
Oh, even better. Here, let me get
All the
that.
kits are there. So if you scroll down, it'll put all the kits there.
Oh, even better. This is footy headline. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Alright, let me get rid of this one then.
And it also has like different potential sponsors as well.
All right.
It has the Riyadh Air and Qatar ones. I don't mind it.
Give me a sec. I gotta turn off my ad block.
Mm.
Bruh, the ad blocks things have been
How?
aggressive.
Mine is completely fine, and I got ad block.
Yeah, it just asked me to do that. We're gonna have to change ad blocks, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Whoa, wait a minute. Yo, wait, hold on. Okay, cool. I froze for a minute. Okay.
No, you're good.
Let me pull this up. There we go, folks. So, like we were going over, that's the third kit. This
That's
is
the first
away
kit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty nice.
Let me zoom in.
I think people are saying like, oh, it's trash or whatever. I'm telling you, it's gonna be understated. Because the red and green with the white, it's gonna look good. Trust me.
I
look a little more
kind
solid,
of like
you're
that
saying?
one.
It's understated. I think people are overhating it. I'm telling you, it's gonna look better.
Wait, they like the
gonna go on
home
you.
one. The home one more than this.
No, but the home one's so good, dude. The home one.
Nah, I low key. I think the home one. Me personally, I think the home one's the weakest.
Yeah.
Really? All right,
Yes,
let me
bro.
go-
You know how
We're
easy
not-
it is
we're
to
not
make a
cussing goalkeeper kit though. We're not cussing goalkeeper.
that third
This
one.
is
This one,
the-
I'll tell you.
this
This
is the
third
third
one.
Wait,
This
wait.
long sleeve.
Oh no,
Mm,
I'm having that one.
I told you, Chris. The third one is the one I'm copping faux show.
God damn.
I know this is a nice goalkeeper. kit,
I
so I'm not
love the
gonna lie.
black kits actually though.
But
No, but it's gonna be black kit,
What was
long sleeve, total
Yeah.
90 design.
Yeah.
Bro, we
Yeah.
in good.
I need it.
I will say, I will
This
also
is the best.
say, big up Nike for bringing
long
back
sleeve.
the long sleeve.
Oh,
We needed the
Thank
long
you.
sleeve. We needed it. The
the
hood
long sleeve
needed the
back.
long
Thank
sleeve.
you. We
Also,
needed
scroll
long
down a bit.
sleeves
By the way,
back.
scroll down a bit, Marshall, and it'll have all the kits in the website I sent you. Scroll down, and it'll have all the 3 kits side by side.
I don't care. If you don't want to, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to.
Right there, yeah. See, there's the 3 kits side by side.
No, you can go if you want to talk about it. I don't care.
You might wanna
I was
probably-
asking you more. I like the
Yeah,
hit it.
click the third kit. Yeah, mute Ahmed, bro. What is he talking about? Yo, hit
Yeah, I
the
muted him.
hit the third kit. No, hit the third kit. Like, click it. Go up, click it. There you go. Look at that, man. That's a classic, bro. That's a Ooh.
That
wait, is it?
Bro.
Wait. I don't understand. We saw a different one earlier.
Come on, boys. Be honest.
No, these are
yeah,
all
this is
the
similar.
only, okay. So the only thing that's been confirmed, by the way, is the shape, right? Because it's the total 90, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be an old logo. That's all we know. As to the placement
Okay,
of the other
okay.
stuff, we don't know. This is all like guesses.
I kind of want
Let me
what
be-
Cole
let's be
Palmer's
honest
wearing.
then.
I can't look at
Let's
that
be
one
honest, yeah. The one that Marshall just showed right now, yeah. Wallahi, man.
Also,
put
click
the
the
fries in the bag, bro.
click the away one. Click the away one as well. Like, no, go back to the other one,
Away
bro,
one,
and like
I'll-
zoom into the away one. Look right there. Click it. I'm telling
That
you, the
looks
green
nice.
doesn't look that bad. I'm telling you, people
Right.
are
The
sleeping on
away
it.
one-
Yeah.
With the
away
sponsor,
one-
people are sleeping on it. I'm telling you, the away
away
one is nice.
The away one is the best one. I don't care what anyone says. The away one is the best
No,
one.
for me, it's third, away, and home. Home is the weakest out of these 3. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
bro.
Chelsea,
No, he's
Algeria,
always
too,
like,
bro.
I'll be honest, man.
No, okay, hold on. People don't understand. Okay, people who don't understand fashion, these colors on the away kit is a fit. You can make a fit with those colors, bro.
Yeah, you could actually.
The
Get
problem
some
is,
brown
yeah.
pants on.
Listen,
you know, some
listen.
So I'm
khaki.
telling
I'm
you,
gonna be-
because it's like an
let's
olive
keep-
green. It's an olive green.
Yeah.
It's not. It's more like a creamy. I'm telling you, bro. It's nice.
Let's keep it bug, boys. Yeah,
I
let's
like
keep
it.
it.
I like
buck.
this one too. I like
This
the
shit.
whole.
If
Great.
it
I
looks
told you,
like
it's-
this- if it looks like that, then that's shit, bro. Let's be real, boys.
Ahmed, please shut the fuck up, man. Just give it
Why
up,
it's
bro.
not?
We're not here
No,
for this, bro.
if it
We're
looks
not here
like
for this, man.
design, if it looks like that design in particular, that design that Marshall's got there is
Which one?
disgusting.
The black
that
one?
Kit, yeah, the way the blue.
I
line shit
like the
looks
one with
horrible.
Cole Palmer. I prefer that look to it. Yeah, like how Cole Palmer.
No,
looks.
hold up. It's gonna have the blue lines because if you look up total 90, that is what all the designs are going for.
Mhm.
It's all the designs when they did
I'm
a
glad
total
to see
90
when it does
kits.
come out, but like, please let that white one be like that, like the logo in the middle like that, and how it blends. Is that legit with the white one or not? I don't even know.
This one?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's legit.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm happy
They
about
already
that.
have like physical versions of it.
But home one's the
And we-
weakest.
Hold
I
up,
agree with
here,
what I was saying.
here. Let me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hold up. I'll pull it up. I'll
I
pull it up
always
on.
expect the home one to be the weakest because you don't really try much
It's
for
just
the
like-
home one. It's always gonna be the same color, the
I
same
might be
design.
the only one that likes the home one the most.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
might be.
just built
I don't
different,
think
man.
I don't
You're
think
built
it's trash. I don't think it's trash, but it's like I don't know, man. I think the
Nah.
away one is the away one is clean for a fit. I think the retro one on the third kit is too nice.
I mean, I like them all to be honest. I wouldn't.
You always like them
Don't
all.
be
But
surprised.
that's what I'm saying. By the way, that's what I'm saying.
Don't be
The
surprised.
sponsor, by the way, is make or break, right? Because the Qatar Airways on the away one is clean. The Riyadh Air one doesn't look as nice. The Qatar Airways potential away with that second kit, man, that's
Imagine
nice,
the
bro.
number 3 logo again.
No, bro, please, man, I have to jump.
No, it can't be a 3 again.
All right, hold
I
up.
want the
Here.
Nah, I think we'll never go
Here-
back to
here,
3
Marshall.
anyway, like, after what they did.
3 send me. Wait, what'd you sending me? Also, what happened to Oliver? Did he Oliver left?
Yo, Marshall, hold up. Look,
Yeah, enough
hold
good
up.
kit.
Marshall,
Okay, I got you.
these are the old Total 90 kits. This is what these are based off of. You see?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get
Ew.
That's what I'm saying. So like some of them are gonna have the. So we don't know.
I just
Look at this. Look
Oh,
at this
you
Brazil
give
kit.
me-
Ovid,
Get out
Ovid,
of
you're getting
bed.
yellow, bro.
No,
How
bro.
dare you disrespect Total 90, bro? That was
Bro,
peak football.
look at the
Joga
lines,
Bonito.
though. I have
Oh,
to.
it's
I have
a
to
mid.
say, the line is what's killing the game, bro. Legit.
Ahmed. I'm telling you right now, if you got the body for it, the lines are nice. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
What are you trying to say,
Bro, all I'm trying to say is, right? If you a bit of of a chunky brother, you feel you a bit fluffy, it might not look right. The lines might be a little squiggly. You feel me? But otherwise, the lines are clean.
If we're retired R9, you might not. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Retired
Exactly.
R9. Retired R9. That's a bit different.
No, bro, I'm telling you, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, R9 post knee grade. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But
in that like pose. You know, remember Ant's pose.
but I'm telling you. So see how some of them though they have the logo above the thing, but some of them like see the Portugal one is on the side. That's what I'm saying. It's not confirmed whether the Chelsea one is gonna be on the side or on the top of it. But the lines is 100% gonna be there. Like the lines is the total 90 design.
Down, no, I do feel when it goes all the way down.
All the lines are gonna be all the way down because it's black, so it's gonna be
it looks like kind of like a bib, like in a sense, like a big bib, of course. Like
you might as well
like, come on, it does.
You're wearing an apron at this point, man.
Oh, man.
No, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, like you're speaking a lot of trash, but I'm telling you, like when you see it in person, it's gonna be a lot better. I'm telling you, even the Brazil one, when it's laid out like this, it doesn't look anything special. But when the players were wearing it, everybody was copping this jersey. People cop this jersey to this day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, boys. The line thing. I'm not doing this.
All right, bro. Then don't do it. It's fine, man. We will have the drip. We will have the drip.
This is not a drip. That is not a drip, man. The line is killing the game. I refuse.
Okay, Unc. Okay, Unc.
All right, Grandpa. All right, Grandpa.
All right, let's go around
serious
the horn.
beef here.
Is everyone's favorite? Okay, Ahmed's favorite was the white one. RSM and Chris like the black one. I actually like the blue one a lot. The whole
low key though. That away one might be. I don't know. I might like it more than the black one.
It's hard. It's hard.
That away was speaking to me. The fits are speaking to me, bro.
I have to see what sponsor they got.
I might be having, bro. I might be throwing fits in that away kit, bro. Like I got schizophrenia, bro. Like it might be going crazy with that away kit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez and that white the
away kit. Ooh. Oh, get me started, bro.
I'm just saying, man. Or Reece James in the black kit. Oof.
That's what I'm saying. But the sponsor, by the way, is make or break. If we get a shit sponsor, it's cooked. If we get an awful sponsor, I'm gonna be pissed.
What if it's the Mac again?
What?
No way.
It's the Mac again.
The Mac don't got the money like that. Let's be real, man.
I mean, they do. They do got the money like that. But also, like...
Yeah, no, hold up. TM is 100% true. Is 100% correct, by the way. I got no complaints for any of the kids. Like, I think the blue one is a solid 6. Probably it'll probably grow to a 7 at the end of the season for me. But the other two are hits. Those are hits, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I definitely.
I give the white and black like a solid like
this season.
8.5
This season, that black kit was all it for me. Like that third kit, I wish we wore
it was
more
clean.
often. That was a great kit.
At least we see the white kit a lot.
That's kind of why the blue one's rubbing off on me because it's similar and like it had like an image in the background, but it didn't like, take the whole.
Yeah, it had like a graphic. Yeah, it was like a graphic shirt.
I like that graphic. I ain't gonna lie. Like this is what I wish that Champions League winning kit.
God
was.
damn it, man. I wish we were good, bro. If we could win the league in these kits, man, I hate the fact that we're not good, bro.
New season.
I hate the fact that we're not good, bro.
We could get Osimhen, we could get like Rodrigo. Chelsea could be cooking.
Bro, imagine a massive away win for the title in that third kit or the away, bro.
Yeah, the away kit.
Scenes. Oh man,
iconic. I agree. No, these are some good kits. You know, Nike, thank you for stepping up. Thank you. Oh wait, I have more
finally, bro.
You guys.
For not making us hope for Adidas, man.
Yeah, and these are some of the kits on. People.
Also, I gotta say, by the way, apparently other teams when they do their kit reveals, they never put their women's team in it. I think that's weird.
Wait, do they not?
They never do. We're pretty much the only team that like it's us, maybe Barcelona, but nobody else does it.
Yo, Cole.
Maybe because we got like Barcelona got baller team of a women's team.
Cole in a long sleeve, please, bro. Cole in a long sleeve. I need performances next season, Cole. You're not wasting. We're not. I'm gonna be so pissed if we waste next season with some of these. These feel like all-timer kids. People aren't deep in it. We haven't had kids these good in a long while.
Trust me, if we got Osimhen and other players like Cole Palmer did better.
This is an insane glitch set right now.
No man, it's a good.
Damn, Ahmed's the hate of the kids.
Ahmed, hold up, Ahmed. You forget at the beginning of this season we were all crashing out because the kids were kind of ugly. Like we forget this. People were pissed.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest with
everyone
you,
was
man.
saying about the cum.
People
on the
were
fucking-
pissed.
the
People were like, we need to get off Nike. We need to get off. I remember the beginning of this season.
I am consistent. We need to get off
Cold
Nike,
Palmer,
man.
that sandwich.
I need my Adidas boys back, man. This is
No,
not good
that
enough.
kid looks cold. Man. You know what's fucking damning about this video?
I would say
too?
that, but
Nicholas
this year
Jackson
I'm not
today.
gonna say it for Adidas.
I'm
like,
gonna be very honest, man.
Nike
I need Abdi Nation, man. Abdi Nation, let's go back. Bro.
I'll be real.
Nah,
Night cook,
man, that
night
kid
cook,
looks cold.
the cook.
I hope Jackson enjoys
that
that
one.
because he ain't wearing that kid next season.
I thought the same thing.
As soon as I saw him, I'm like, out of all the people, right after he did that, that's awful timing, man.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad timing. I'm not gonna lie, but no, it's all good. Did you all see the one Chelsea influencer complain about Central?
I did.
and
It
his
was
keeper
who was it?
tattoo?
It was the Rory dickhead, bro.
Oh, Rory, look at this one. I like this.
That was one of my favorite moments of that video, bro.
Yeah, no, this is a great video too for.
Oh, the
campaign.
video is really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
our our social media team has been killing it too. I ain't gonna lie to you
Yep.
because I remember when they revealed the older kit with Poch. They revealed it with oh my god, why am I forgetting his name? Was it Viali? No, who was it? It was. Oh my god, bro, who did we win the Champions League with?
Wait, what are you on about? Like first time, the manager,
Yes.
Di Matteo.
Di Matteo was in it, and then there was another player in the promotional video. I can't remember off the top of my
Oh,
head.
promotional
Dennis-
I remember.
Was it Dennis Bergkamp? I think. No, not Bergkamp. What am I
Dennis
saying?
Bergkamp, this brother right here, bro.
Bro, I'm losing my mind. I am losing my mind. Who was it?
What you on about? Like with a few years ago, Zola. You on about like
It wasn't Zola. It was the Pochettino season. That kid.
Pochettino season?
Dennis Wise. Thank you. Oh my God. I appreciate you, Danzo.
Dennis
wow,
Bergkamp.
I just had a howler. I had such a howler right
Bergkamp,
there.
I was
You know
like,
what? I'll
okay,
do
yeah,
that
that's
for
interesting.
myself. Zola may have been involved as well.
He was in one,
Yeah.
in one, so I couldn't work out which one you meant with Di Matteo.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like these kits. They look really good on the players from what I can tell so far. I can't wait to see it with a sponsor. I can't wait to see it with the numbers and the names in the back. I think it's gonna be a classic. Even the goalkeeper kit, I ain't gonna lie, he's wearing it right now. Even that goalkeeper kit ain't that bad either. Like it's nice. It would be nicer without Robert Sanchez, you know. But
Well, yeah, but like it's the cut off. Like I don't like about the goalkeeper kit, like between the arms, like doesn't match for me. Like
yeah, I do like that they're bringing back the long sleeve though. That was long overweighted, and I think in an interview, even Cole Palmer said like, "Yo, they need to bring back long sleeve or something like that."
I think that was.
they did it.
Yeah, I think it was Cole Palmer that said that in an interview. But yeah, man, the kits look fucking dope. I'm excited to see what the final version of it, because that's still
We need win something next season, bro. I don't even care, bro. Lift an FA Cup in them kits. I need it, bro.
Yeah, no.
We could win a trophy again next year.
But I mean, on the kits as well, like I do want to also take this moment to bring up what's been going on with the sponsorship stuff, because there's been a lot going on that I am going to catch up on in this segment. So we're going to go right into pretty much front of shirt deal essentially done. We'll see. Time will tell with this one. But it looks, we do have a front of shirt sponsor for the rest of the season. If it continues on to next season, we will see. But on Chelsea's front of shirt sponsor, nothing more will happen this season. Everything will be explained after the end. The key is UCL, and this was said back in April. Well, lo and behold, we had an opportunity, and it wasn't with this one, but it says here we were, in talks with a Vietnamese company here. Understand that there were talks to an early stage to become a shirt sponsor. The agreement with the Vietnamese company further deepens the club's relationships with the fans in that region. In the past, the club had a 3-year regional agreement with Vietnam Mobile. And yeah, this was, I don't know what's going to happen with this. I'm sure this will come back into play later on next season with UCL and all that stuff. But then this is the big one, Delap. So this was about 2-3 weeks ago, and we have here major breaking. Delap are Chelsea's front of shirt sponsors until the end of the season. Delap will also become Chelsea's official property development partner. New $1 billion development of Chelsea residencies in Dubai. And ladies and gents, I saw videos of those residencies and the debut of it. It's huge. It's big. It's like, holy crap. It's like
That's
any
what
Chelsea fans' wet dream. I'll just say that. Like, in terms of like, if you're a diehard Chelsea fan, go live in one of those apartments. Go live in one of those home developments, because it's insane all the amenities you get. Like it's luxury living, especially if you're a Chelsea fan. Damac will not feature in Chelsea's Club World Cup campaign. Chelsea are still looking for a long-term furniture sponsor for the 2025-2026 season, which includes the Club World Cup. So things, you never know. Things could change with this one, and things could change pretty quick. Talks are ongoing for separate sponsors for the Club World Cup for the Premier League season next season, but some parties in the process are interested in both. We continue on. Damac pretty much saying here, we're proud to announce Damac as the official property development partner of Chelsea in collaboration that kicks off the first ever football branded residential project in the world, Chelsea Residencies by Damac. In addition, Damac will shine on Chelsea FC's men and women's kit for the remainder of the 24-25 season. From Stamford Bridge to Dubai skyline, we're building more than homes, we're building a legacy. As Chelsea celebrate 120 years of pride and passion, Damac brings the spirit to life with every detail designed to champion it. And you know, the Mac, when it comes to like home developments and property developments and all this stuff, bro, they're huge. They're global. Has anyone besides me seen what they did in Dubai? Like seen video of it?
No,
I did. I think because who was that? I think Eunice did something. So like, yeah, it's nice, bro.
The attention to detail is insane. And this is what the buildings essentially look like.
It's no, it's interesting because I actually learned about this I think years ago because somebody was making like somebody did a YouTube video. Unfortunately I forgot the channel, but somebody did a YouTube video about how like a lot of NBA teams are gonna move towards like trying to do like make the whole thing, the experience of going to a game, like a theme park. Like you get there days before the game, you enjoy all these amenities. You do all
like
this stuff.
F1 does that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yep. Yeah. And in places, right? Like Dubai, like Qatar, you're gonna start like there's a lot of buildings that are like it's like the Mercedes-Benz building, for example. You can look it up right now. It's literally building all Mercedes branding. Like a lot of the architects that worked with the Mercedes-Benz. So like it's like a nice building, and this is kind of the same. And it's like I said, we're the first one to do it, and this is a very much an American thing. But the reason why American teams are doing it more and more, why F1 does it, is because after a certain point, you have to look for other places to grow your revenue. And real estate is one of those things that has grown since the beginning of real estate. Like there's like even if there's been a dip or whatever, it's been a consistent straight line up. And so once you have, especially when we're talking about billionaires, they need stuff to sink their money into, and this type of stuff is perfect for them.
Yo, and you know what's great about this too is like I guarantee you there will be more collaborations with Dubai, like preseasons in Dubai.
And I have to say something too as well, Marshall, by the way. Anybody who's pissed about this, recognize the fact that this is going to allow us to spend more money in ways that we couldn't have before. Aston Villa ain't doing this, bro. Nottingham Forest ain't getting residential buildings, bro. Like the fact that we're able to do this is a big positive into what
is every big club in England doing this or just Chelsea?
No, we're the first football club to do this type of collaboration. Other companies, other brands, and other like non-football teams have done it. We're the first football team to really do this.
Yeah, no, we're
the rest will follow.
One of the first, and they I don't know if you saw Chris or know anything, but like they have all these flats, and depending on what flat you get and stuff, they have players come in. They literally hold on. Let me just go to the next video. Actually,
imagine players come and you get Jackson. You get Jackson.
Oh my god!
According to sources, Chelsea will get paid £1 million per game to have the Mac on the shirt. They are expecting to make $6 to $8 million in extra revenue by the end of the financial year under the deal. Listen, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot. Like $1 million per game.
Is that like?
It's not.
Wait, is that including Champions League, right?
No, this is for this season.
This is just for the rest of the season, Chris.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a small it's short.
The Macunville Chelsea Residencies, the iconic development born in the landmark partnership, the first of its kind project, brings in football-inspired living to life and branded wellness zones and rooftop pitches. Like, there's a lot of amenities in this residential area, but like. You go into the details, like, dude, they go into the like fine details. There's all types of like history and all types of shit that they put into the building. You know, there's suites where you have shirts signed by Chelsea legends. Lunch, you can have lunch with Chelsea greats and stuff like that. They'll have events and all this type of stuff. It's like a full package, like luxury living for Chelsea fans. Yeah, this is it's crazy stuff, man. And
Wow,
even,
man, can't wait for us to be making £0 for of this, man. Can't wait, man.
I don't know how you see us making.
Anyways,
£0
man,
off
listen,
this.
I gotta head out.
Do you not? Did you just not
Take care,
make it?
boys. I gotta peace out.
All right, later, brother. But
Later,
yeah,
man.
like even this conference room, it's like modeled off of Stanford Bridge. Like they got every little detail, bro. Like it's insane the attention to detail they put into it.
I really
The
like
gym
looking
looks
at it.
like the Cobham gym. They have like rooftop football pitch, like all types of crazy shit. It's insane.
Is Barcelona not trying to do this?
What happened?
Is Barcelona not trying to do this because they need money?
I think you need to have money to get stuff like this done. I don't
Nah,
know.
but I'm sure Barcelona could get something done like this and try to make money.
No,
off it.
no. So the problem is Barca hasn't done deals like this. Chelsea, for example, can make deals happen. Chelsea decided to make a deal like this happen. We're not paying any money into this, if I'm not mistaken, no?
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Details.
No, we wouldn't be putting any capital into this. We're literally benefiting from this. That's the whole point.
Yeah. No, but the reveal was insane. Like it's like it's really impressive what they've done and all the things you can like I said, I can't there's no other way for me to explain it other than like if you are a Chelsea fan and you got money and you happen to have an interest in moving into like the Dubai area, this is like where you would probably want to live. It's not even like obviously compared to American
Or you
the
just
expense
visit
of living in
Dubai.
America.
See the guy that's shaking hands right now, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
if you just missed it. That is our head guy. He's the former Tottenham guy right there, yeah.
Is it?
Oh, okay,
Tim?
okay. Yeah,
I think I did.
But yeah,
Listen, you can just-
it's insane. Hold on, I got this background music playing. It's driving me nuts right now. Oops, my bad. But yeah, no. It's the attention to detail is absolutely insane, and the amount of things you can do and the stuff that they have that it's included with living there. I think right now it's the equivalent of 400,000 British pounds to buy a flat in that area, which isn't bad.
Wait, say that again.
400K gets you a flat in the Chelsea suites, in the Chelsea residencies.
You see yourself buying a flat?
Myself,
soon?
no, because I'm not gonna move to Dubai. But if I wanted to move into Dubai, I mean,
if you have the money, yeah,
it's like
if
living
you
in
have
Miami. Like,
yeah,
this
if you're a
is
Chelsea
insane.
fan and you have the
beach,
money, it'd be
Yeah.
great.
great view.
No worries, man. Marshall's a brokey, man. That's like me. So good.
Like, yeah, none of us.
Just
See,
Just
that's
like
like
me.
me. That's like me. See, that's like me.
Okay,
See,
yeah, we're all brokies. Yeah.
see, that's what I said,
Listen.
man. Don't worry.
It's hard out in these American streets, bro.
Yeah, man. It's hard out in these streets, man. They don't understand Marshall, bro.
No, this is still not for the average person. It's just for people who like.
No,
really
are we
know.
sure
If you
about
got
that?
money
Though?
like
Are we sure about that?
If I was to go retire in a country or whatever, it'd be Greece or something.
look,
That's the
typical
starting
British.
place.
I love it.
Typical
I love
British
Greece,
man.
man.
Going to Greece, Benidorm.
Wouldn't
you know what I mean?
typical British be Spain though, maybe?
No, we Greece, Benidorm, Spain.
I don't know. I
team.
really like the people there and everything. Like they're friendly and all
It's not a
that.
bad
I've been
idea,
in a lot of
JB. It's
local
just
areas.
Airbnb one.
I've been there quite a lot.
If you're even
Yeah,
allowed
I've been
to.
there.
I don't
I've
know
been
what
to Greece
what
quite a
the
bit.
deals are.
For naughtier purposes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this residency here, this like, it's kind of like a resort in a sense, but you could live there.
Yeah.
It's just it's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's the first of its kind, and yeah, Chelsea are making
It's
history.
wonderful.
Hey,
Ooh.
Jeremy Clarkson's a Chelsea fan, man. He might buy one.
Yeah, Jeremy.
there's already
fuck
people that
Jeremy
bought
Clarkson,
it.
man.
There were people that watched the United game from that residencies
Mm,
because they'll put the game on for you. No more Discord, Chris. You just got to go downstairs and they have the game on a big ass monitor for you.
No, yeah, that's great.
You don't sound enthusiastic about it whatsoever, bro.
It's good. Like,
Who gives a shit, bro? Monitors and technology and shit.
yeah, I got a
Fuck
50-inch,
this.
TV. That's good enough.
All right, I'm glad you finished.
Ooh, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Dad.
Fair. Most of the games I do watch is just on my monitor, actually.
Yeah, no. This is luxury living, Chris. You gotta move differently now.
Yeah, man. Lock in,
Paid
Chris,
dinners
man.
and
Lock
shit
in,
like
man.
that.
Lock in, Chris.
5-star restaurants all the time. Chris already got one he's hiding. But yeah, I think that the mock deal and this whole residency is doing a better job of what Chelsea originally said that they wanted to do, which is make the brand global. To reach out to more of the international fans and expand the reach of Chelsea at an international level. And this is definitely a step in the right direction. Just because, like, historically, like what it's doing, what it is, and just the iconic name that is Damac at a global level. Like, some of you may not understand now. This is what I'm saying. Some of you may not understand now, but you will understand down the line. Because when it comes to, like, according to the research I've done, okay, when it comes to
I'm not glazing.
global size,
Marston's cooking a good meal for Chelsea.
personal, property developments, the Mac is one of the biggest names in the world. So that's why
I hear it. I hear it.
This is big. This is big from a global scale.
But I'm not glazing.
Has a building in Miami.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to see it to believe it, with all due respect. But
time will tell with this type of stuff. Like, no point really judging it, like, what it's gonna be or how good it's gonna be or how bad it's gonna be. Like, you won't know yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. I think Chelsea are cooking. This is the beginning of something.
Chelsea's cooking.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of cooking, let's cook up those likes, ladies and gents. Almost 70 of you guys in here, and we are not at 40 likes. So let's get up to 40 likes. Helps out the channel tremendously as we move on to the next segment. Now let's get to nitty gritty. Now let's talk about Chelsea on the pitch.
Hey,
and let's talk about Maresca. What's Chris?
When you said talking about Chelsea, I think what was we doing past hour?
I mean, we
but
you
said the pitch, so.
Yeah, Chelsea on the pitch. And that's Maresca is pretty much staying until next season. Good. Some of you may be surprised. I am not. I think it was inevitable.
I actually don't know if that's the case anymore, but we'll discuss that a little bit later. Some news that came out.
Let's see. Enzo Maresca believes Chelsea should consider signing some more experienced players this summer to help the bridge gap to champions Liverpool. This was released earlier in the month as informative of what Maresca is needing for the team, or is asking for the team. He also said here, Enzo Maresca's desire for more experience is more unlikely to lead to bids for Harry Kane, Ali Watkins, and Victor Osimhen to solve Chelsea's striker issue. And that's coming from Matt Law as of almost a month ago. We continue on. May 6th, we have here, Chelsea intend to add another striker, right-footed left winger, and center back to the group in the transfer window this summer. Reaching the Champions League will provide more funds and help them beat rivals to their first choice target, which is very true. Champions League is a very attractive option to have as a team. We continue on. So we can see it is recognized internally, and this came out from Matt Law 3 weeks ago. It is recognized internally that, like many Chelsea's young players, Enzo Maresca is having to learn on the job in many respects. This is what the owners and sporting directors were willing to gamble on last summer, and there has been acceptance that Enzo Maresca will inevitably make mistakes, and we've seen it this season. He's made many mistakes, and one of them, we look at this from Opta, the Athletic, saying here, since Christmas Day, only Leicester and City and Southampton, both 4, have picked up fewer away points in the Premier League than Chelsea, and 5. This was released last week. So very, very poor away form for Chelsea, but good home form for them in terms of, we've only had 3 defeats this season at home. But this is a number that does need to get improved, obviously. We continue on here. The exclusive that Enzo Maresca, according to Matt Law 4 days ago, Enzo Maresca will remain at Stamford Bridge whatever happens in the final 3 games of Chelsea's season. Club intends to give manager at least 2 full seasons before any sort of performance assessment, according to Matt Law. We continue on here with Matt Law saying, Chelsea will review their season at some stage and look at areas in which they can improve. A full assessment of Enzo Maresca's performances is not anticipated to take place until the end of next season unless the club are forced to change that plan by unforeseen circumstances or results. We continue on. Enzo Maresca shares the same vision as sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lauren Stewart, and the internal view is that Chelsea have progressed under him regardless of their final league position and whether or not they win a trophy. Continuing on, more bits of news here in regards to Maresca. Romeo Lavia will be carefully managed by Enzo Maresca, but Enzo Maresca is understood to be optimistic that the midfielder's fitness record will continue to improve. Very much like this season, we've seen the improvement of Reece James' fitness record. And here's that sponsor we're talking about, the Vietnamese sponsor, FPT. We continue on. Enzo Maresca has urged Chelsea's players to take responsibility in the season's closing weeks, with the club fighting for a top 5 finish in the Premier League and preparing for the Conference League final. And then lastly here we have, although Chelsea have trended towards younger signings, older players at world-class levels with potential to add to the squad in other ways will also be considered, according to Nazar Cancella. So listen, according to recent news, unless something came out today from a reliable source.
Very reliable.
Who?
Simon Phillips.
Big with Simon Phillips, and it was also this is just right now. I am Roman Osman as well, who's quite reliable in terms of like Chelsea.
I don't know if that's as reliable, but
no, but like there's been a few sources now going around. It's not about Maresca being sacked, but it's about Roma are trying to bring what's it called Enzo Maresca. Like they're trying to put all the stops to make him come to their club. That's what I was talking
I'm
about.
pretty sure if Chelsea want to keep him, he'd rather stay at Chelsea.
I know. Listen, I understand that. I'm just talking about like some of the stuff that's been I've been seeing
I'm
recently.
sure there is interest. He's Italian too. You know, going to Italy makes sense.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But I don't think the timing will be right for it because he just.
That's what I was asking.
Kind of looks a bit right. He's going to win a trophy, maybe, you know, for Chelsea his first season, and he's going to get us Champions League football, where this new ownership has not seen Champions League football, so it'd be weird for him like to go to Roma. But I know what you're saying, but like it's
I hear it, but
timing.
like, obviously that's like the word industry in it. So I'll just bring it up right now.
Yeah,
I get.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. So
Regardless of whether or not it happens.
Not for next season. Who knows?
Yeah.
After next season, say there wasn't a big improvement, like maybe it might happen. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it could happen. I just don't think it will. I think Chelsea will not let him go. And on top of it, whatchamacallit, you know, we've seen them not let go of other players too. You know, I
Going to sleep.
I do. Pardon me.
Damn, you think you're tired? I'm close, man.
I'm not tired, mate. You know what I mean? I can go full guns blazing, mate. All guns blazing, mate. You know,
I still got a bit more, mate. Maybe no 3 minutes or so.
Sorry, I got distracted by chat. But in terms of this, like what I'm trying to get at is that, listen, I have said here, and I still stick to this. If we fail to win the Conference League, for me, that's a sackable offense. That's where I draw the line.
Really?
Like, I understand that this team, yes, really, I understand that this team does lack mentality. I feel like there are some games where Enzo Maresca set you up to win and you have failed him. And I understand that there are many games where Enzo Maresca set himself up to fail and it has bitten him in the ass. Late changes, persisting with some certain players, and so on and so forth. And that's why I'm at that point too, where like, listen, if he wins the Conference League, even if you don't make Champions League, I think you deserve to have next season. Let's see what happens. You get the players that you need and all that stuff. No more excuses, and then hit the ground running. You have no excuses. And if you fail, then you're out.
Wait.
But the Conference League is a given for me. It has to be done.
So if he gets Champions League, but loses Conference League, you're saying sack him?
Yes. You have to, bro. Because
but if he wins Conference League and doesn't win Champions League, that's okay.
Yes. The reason why is that I can forgive him in terms of Champions League because it's the final day of the season that it's coming down to, bro.
No, but he's done like the thing what Chelsea want for the start of Chelsea was to get Champions League football still.
I get that, but I feel
so he's done like the thing
but we
he
also
won,
listen.
But
No, I get that, but I think we also have to realize, like, I think particularly
Ahmed, you don't even care about the Conference League. You
no. Listen, I don't care about the Conference League because I'm already accepting the trophy to be in my thing, right?
Yeah,
that's not one reason why.
Exactly. I mean, because West Ham wanted to.
So for me, if he loses that final, like it's
things can happen.
It doesn't matter though, Chris. I think for
Anthony,
me,
I
at
don't
that
know, man.
point,
Anthony could cook us. Hopefully not.
the
But
problem,
like,
I think the problem for me becomes, it's an unforgivable act. I feel like there's some things, when you're a big club, it doesn't matter how much the manager's done for you, it's unforgivable, bro. Does that make sense? Like, you just can't do that, bro. Like,
it's
I
embarrassing.
understand.
I do agree.
It's
Like,
not even just about an embarrassment argument. It's just that the level that you are at and then the level of competition you're facing, there's just too much. It's just too much, bro, at that point.
You know
I'm with
what
you
though?
there, okay.
I will say, like, when I said that, I meant that in the sense of like, I'll forgive if you don't make UCL football,
Yeah, that's exactly.
but I won't forgive if you can't win that conference league. Like, that's the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? So I think when I said that, what I meant was, if you don't make UCL, that's fine, but you at least have to win that conference league.
Yes.
okay, for that sense,
You know what
yes.
I mean?
But if he gets UCL, say he beats Nottingham Forest, like 2-0, whatever, it doesn't matter what score, and I don't know, something happens, right? Anthony's just on a mad one, and say he uses a bit of a weaker squad because they've actually got him to the final, and he's shown respect to the players, and things just happen, we just get caught out, we just have one of those days. Are you really gonna say like the man should be sacked?
Yes.
I get it if you're out
Champions
both.
League, I'm much more inclined to sack him than keep him, but I will give him time next season.
I think my
But
problem
if you
is
drop out of
the problem is, Chris, we have to also realize, the club has set a minimum expectation, and then there's also a minimum expectation that we have set as fans, right? Which is Champions League football plus Conference League. It's not like,
no, I expect it to.
Right,
yeah, I agree.
Right, you have to expect it to. And I think for me, losing the Conference League is a lot worse than losing the Champions League. Because if you look at the Champions League situation for us, right? If we lose that UCL, at least we can say we took it to the last day. Does that make sense?
And this is another aspect of it too. Like, according to Axe, and Axe is right. Like, if we are to believe what Enzo Maresca was saying in the beginning of the season, we're ahead of schedule. We're way ahead of schedule. We weren't supposed to be in UCL this season. We're supposed to be in UCL next season. So fine, if that's the goal, if you think if the directors think it's because the team isn't ready, it's not fully built yet,
and the manager's
you need
very
time
inexperienced
to mesh.
too. That's probably
That too,
factor.
the inexperienced manager, which they picked, by the way.
Yeah,
It's one of those things of like, okay, fine. If you don't make UCL this season, I can forgive that. That's okay. But if you don't make UCL and you don't make the Conference League, that to me is like, okay.
Oh yeah, if you don't do both, man, I wouldn't feel bad if he got sacked. Like,
no,
if you didn't do both,
like if they sack him, they probably won't. But like
if he makes UCL but doesn't win the Conference League, I'll be pissed off. Don't get me wrong, I'll be very pissed off. But okay, fine. You at least got us into Champions League. We didn't even want to be in. Like, listen, all of us here, Ahmed, Chris,
me and Ahmed on that tournament. Me and Ahmed was like, no, we was like forfeit it.
Yeah,
we would probably just be happy we're out of it.
Listen, I think for me personally, I get that point of view. It's just that I think for me, losing the Champions League at the level or like the club that we are as Chelsea, I just think it's unforgivable, Marshall. Does that make sense? I think that's an unforgivable act. You know what I mean?
If we could lose the Conference League, I don't think I could look on Twitter for like a good week or so because
it's not even about. I don't think.
For me, the amount of people taking the piss, man.
For me, it's more. We also have. We also need to listen. Yes. Right now we're in like a rebuild phase and stuff like that. But there is also like a pride aspect that we have to realize. That we have to have as a football club team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to have some level of pride in it. There has to be some level.
I agree.
Of hubris, like
I just have to see what lineup he uses in the final. If he uses a stronger lineup, it should be an easy win.
Like again, I don't care what he does. I've said this before. Play the strong lineup and just win it. Don't do anything, that's gonna.
I still think a couple would deserve to like play like Dewsbury or something.
I really don't care. I genuinely don't care if Dewsbury deserves to play or not.
It's just because they played the whole tournament. We've done that in Europa League, so we can do it.
I don't really care, Chris. I just want to win it.
We should win it though. Even with Dewsbury in there.
Is leaving my club in the summer, Chris.
But he played the whole tournament. It's not for like respect to the player as well.
We don't need to respect you. You're gone.
It's not. It's not like Right, I get it. If it's
he's so angry.
Speaking of Dewsbury,
I get it. I mean, like, Champions League.
You're gonna give him another
Or
bad eye,
FA,
bro.
even maybe not even FA Cup, man. They give respect to like B players as well in that one.
I don't
It's not
care.
deep, man. It's not deep.
I'm
It's
here
smaller
to
trophy.
win I'm here to win the Conference League and keep it pushing.
They
No
will
way.
win it with a Dewsbury in the midfield. I'm sure of it still.
Oh,
Like,
I love to
he's been
see
quite
Dewsbury
good.
Hall. I would love to see Dewsbury Hall in
He deserves
against
to
a Real Betis midfield. You know what I mean? You'll be and Chris crashing out on Dewsbury Hall. Oh my god, I can't wait to be on Discord, yeah. When Dewsbury Hall's starting, yeah. And then it's like, what the fuck's wrong with Dewsbury Hall? How come we can't handle the level? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't really.
Knowing Chris, you'll defend him. I don't think
Hey,
we'll do that.
Ahmed, if we got Champions League football, I got zero fucks for it, really. Like, in that
No,
sense.
I feel like I feel like then no, that's not.
No, I'm not
right,
going
bro.
to crash
No.
out like that crazy for it.
I just don't care, bro. I'm here. Listen, my aim at the beginning of the season really was to get Champions League football. Obviously, the Conference League was meant to be in the bag. Plus a minimum. My minimum was like maybe a FA Cup or Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
I understand,
that was
right?
my
It would be
issue.
nice to
Right,
win 2 trophies.
right. Sadly, we weren't able to get that FA Cup and Carabao Cup. I'm fine with that. But the
Yeah.
Conference League has to be, you know what I mean? That has to be
When's the
A
last time we lifted a trophy, actually? Think about it.
Only been 3 years
Club
ago,
World Cup.
Chris. It'll be 3 years ago.
Ah,
Literally 3 years ago. Right? So for me, it's just like
Yeah.
it has to happen now, bro. Like we have to just make sure, it happens. I don't care about Dewsbury Hall. I don't care about some of the other players. I just want.
Do you
us to
think he will
this-
play?
No,
I think he
won't.
does.
I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
think he will because I think the man will realize, it's a must-win trophy, and like he himself has been playing his strongest lineup a lot of the time. If you've looked at it in the
He does
semi-finals,
put a bit
and
stronger lineup
yeah,
lately.
a lot.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he plays a full strength lineup. in my
But
personal
Dewsbury
opinion.
does stay he does survive it all. Like he's been playing every game.
Because remember, the reason why he's been surviving is because he needs another midfielder so he can rest an Enzo or Caicedo
Yeah.
for the league, which is what he's been trying to do. So that's it, man. I think for me, at the end of the day, that's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be a strong lineup. We're going to get the Conference League. Hopefully on Sunday we'll do our business and get
Yes.
and get the trophy there. I'm gonna be at Comic Con on the Saturday, so I'm gonna be enjoying myself and buying a lot of items. Hopefully, I'm gonna also buy some good luck trophies. For Sunday as well. On Friday I'm gonna be also at Comic Con as well. 2-day event. A lot of money getting spent. My heart is gonna be in pain. I just need Chelsea to see that pain for me. Lovely.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Ahmed's gonna buy another sword, isn't he?
He's gonna buy another sword.
Listen, we've got 2 swords right now, Marshall.
He's
I
gonna
need to
buy
get
another
3.
sword,
It's
isn't
gonna
he?
be. I'm gonna buy a few more. I'm gonna buy a few guns this time as well. Like I need. A
Oh
Okay.
my days.
I'm buying.
I'm just gonna get a raid on him, man.
Call the
Listen,
police. Call
Just
the police.
just to make it clear to the police, airsoft guns. Just to obviously, just make it clear.
Airsoft guns. Okay, there you
Airsoft
go.
guns. Just to
There
make
you
it
go.
clear.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But Bridge Nation, man, he's gonna be kitted out. You know what I mean? You're gonna be seeing You're gonna be seeing some random people, yeah, on tier pop.
Chris.
Who is this N-word with all of these weaponry? What is going on?
Chris, have you ever played Devil May Cry, Chris?
I love the movie, bro. That's one of my favorite series.
Chris, have you ever played Devil May Cry?
No.
Do you know the character from Devil May Cry, Dante?
Oi!
It sounds familiar, but no, I haven't played it.
Damn it. All right, Chris, when you get a chance, look into it. Ahmed's gonna come in here cosplaying as fucking Dante. With the white hair and everything one of these days.
It's either gonna be
After
Dante.
Comic-Con, he's gonna have the fucking email like fucking yeah. I got ebony and ivory.
You know who's me?
Ah, yeah. Okay, fucking hell, man.
I'm gonna be the main.
Little
I'm gonna be
poses.
the main MC from Valhalla.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
I thought it was
Dracula.
anime.
I'm gonna be
That
Dracula.
or you're gonna come back as Bayonetta, which is gonna be really weird. We're gonna have a discussion.
Wow.
We're gonna have a
I'm
different
just
discussion.
okay, like this guy all kitted out.
Oh my days, bro. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is we've talked about this. Actually, we have talked about this. I'm gonna skip this segment. I'm gonna go to the next one.
What's the
All
segment there? I'm curious.
It was leadership. We've
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about
we
that.
did- yeah, we
have
talked about
talked.
this
There's no
times,
need
I
to
think.
talk about it again. But anyways, instead, ladies and gents, we're gonna talk about Dean Huijsen. Yes, smash up the like button if you haven't done so already, as we're very close to 40 likes. Dean Huijsen time. So we were pretty close to Dean Huijsen, but in very Madrid fashion, they just come swooping in. They knock on the door. You don't really say no, do you know? But yeah, we'll discuss that. Obviously, Chelsea fans being upset about this whole situation, wasting time and all this and that. I have my 2 cents on it, but let's go over the tweets and then we'll get into that segment. But anyways, so in regards to Dean Huijsen, we go back to March where the rumors started to begin to murmur. David Ornstein saying, from what we hear, Chelsea have been working really hard behind the scenes to secure deals ahead of the market opening. That is because we are in Club World Cup. So as a result, links between Chelsea and Huijsen started to come out around March. Chelsea are there for Dean Huijsen. They've got an excellent relationship with people close to Huijsen. Liverpool have made contact. Bayern appreciate him, and also Real Madrid, but they are yet to decide if they want the center back. And this is coming from Fabrizio back in March. So we fast forward. Oh, we're still in March here. In the Premier League, Chelsea, Newcastle United, Liverpool, Arsenal have been linked to Dean Huijsen. Bayern and Real Madrid have been closely monitoring his progress on the continent. Then we have here as well, Chelsea like Huijsen a lot from Dave Ornstein. So fast forward to the beginning of the month or earlier last week. Dean Huijsen has now informed Real Madrid that he intends to join them, and that Madrid are now working on signing Huijsen in the next 2 weeks. PL clubs are really pushing for Dean Huijsen and are working on it. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal all interested. Madrid also still deciding, and Bayern have also called. Chelsea's long-standing interest and plan for Dean Huijsen is likely to be attractive to him, whether or not the club qualifies for next season's Champions League. Chelsea are leading the race to sign Dean Huijsen as of the end of April. There is already a favorable relationship between Chelsea and Dean Huijsen's agents, and Chelsea and Bournemouth successfully did business over goalkeeper Kepa last summer, according to Matt Law. Maresca views Fofana as crucial for building out the back and his style, meaning Huijsen could partner him in the left center back position. The idea of Huijsen and Fofana in the back. However, I just don't know about Fofana. We'll discuss that. Chelsea have been working behind the scenes on a deal for Dean Huijsen and want to wrap up the signing before Club World Cup. They have also looked at Jarell Hato, Mark Gahey, and Jared Branthwaite, according to The Guardian. But then we fast forward to last week. Real Madrid are confident of beating Chelsea to the signing of Dean Huijsen after stepping up their interests. Real Madrid are having internal talks over a new center back, but the race for Dean Huijsen is still open. Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool are trying to agree with the players' camp. And, ladies and gents, understand Dean Huijsen has signed his contract as new Real Madrid player. Deal completed, all signed, also between clubs with Bournemouth and £50 million fee. Contract until June 2030. Medical done yesterday in London. Huijsen will be ready to play FIFA World Cup. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano. That was my best Fabrizio Romano.
Say goodbye, Rudiger, man. You were
I probably could have done better. I probably could have done a better impression. But yeah, Huijsen's essentially pretty much done. I forgot to find the Fabrizio tweet, but yeah, it's essentially done. Real Madrid beat us to it. Chelsea fans complaining we wasted time. I mean, unlike Moises Caicedo, did we? I don't know. I think the player was waiting.
We went for him, and then
yeah,
I haven't really watched like a lot. Like, I don't know. Like, do you rate him highly, or he's young, right?
Okay, hold on. Let me just read this tweet, and then I'll answer your question. Chelsea have other defensive targets like Dean Huijsen, such as Mark Gahey and Jarell Hato, and I think that's it for this segment in terms of tweets. I have spoken briefly on Dean Huijsen before. I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I think he's had an incredible season. I just don't want an inexperienced player at the center back anymore. Like, I don't want another Colwell. I don't want another like a Chalobah. I just don't want another inexperienced center back there. Like Fofana, he's got a lot of experience under his belt, but he's just injury prone, right? And Huijsen and Fofana could work out, but the thing is, you're relying on Fofana, and I think that's foolish.
You know what the problem is with Huijsen? Is that I think Huijsen's a very good player, but I feel like with Huijsen, if you go into Madrid, I do feel like he's kind of getting set up to fail, you know? I don't know about you guys, bro, but like, if you look at their team...
a lot of pressure on the kid.
Right? You look at it right now, yeah? Rudiger probably has got one more season max over him around Madrid. Yeah. This is me being respectful, obviously, to Rudiger.
He's got 1 year left on his contract, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm just either there's 1 year left on his contract or just 1 year in him because of like the amount of work he's had to put in for the team. If you're being honest, right? And then you've got a secondary issue of that, right? Which is also the problem that I've always said is that Militao is coming back from a double ACL injury, bro. He's had the ACL, then he had another ACL. You remember? Yeah. You've also got Asensio, the other guy. He's it's not looking good for him. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, he looks like he's in some deep trouble. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. He might be on the register, bro. The way that shit is looking right now. I don't know if Spain's got the register there, but right. Yeah. So he looked like he's on his way out, and then so you got Rudiger in, Rudiger, Militao, and him. They've really got 3 centre backs right now, basically. And this Asensio fellow, if like something goes wrong, they've also got Tchouaméni, but
he's a CDM though. I know he can play some kind of.
He cannot even play that position quite well either. So it's not, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I think for me, the big problem that Huijsen is gonna have here. I forgot David Alaba or Alabama, as we like.
David Alabama.
You know what I mean? And he's also looking cooked too. He might look much better in a back three, to be honest. David Alaba, right? Obviously, but like these all. So basically, you got 2 old men. Yeah. Was it called Militao double ACL and this young guy in Dean Huijsen.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. Let's be realistic, bro. It's not looking good, right? And then you've got Trent next to them.
Yeah,
defensive liability plus those 3. It is not great for them. And the thing for me
here
is
somewhere. I'm gonna find it.
Who?
The Huijsen. Here we go. Pretty much.
Yeah, but like, listen, alas, man. I just think for him, it's going to be a very difficult time around Madrid, in my personal opinion. From a Chelsea perspective, I think we're just in a catch-22, right? Because if you look at the centre-backs available on the market, there's no elite centre-back available on the market right now, Marshall. Right? You know, a guy that's going to be the elite of the
elite. On the market?
The elite of the elite, Marshall, and Chris. That's why I said elite of the elite.
I mean, football's just got worse as well, though. That's the thing. In general,
no, I don't even think it's.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not as good as it used to.
No, I don't think his football's gone worse. I just think right now, if you look at a lot of the centre backs right now, there's a lot of young ones right now. The centre back market is very young, right? And then there's other guys that are just like
United signed a young one too, Yara. Who's pretty good.
So for me personally, the way I'm looking at a lot of the stuff, is this. You probably are gonna need, Fofana for me. I'm just gonna write him off. There's no point of having Fofana in my team. Right, so I don't care about him. Right, Chalobah, I think is just going to be a backup option. I actually think he stays, and he's going to be our backup option, in my personal opinion. That's the future for Chalobah, in my personal opinion.
I think he's good competition.
So then, all that you're left realistically of like some form of a back line is Colwill, and you need at least 2 other centre backs left, in my personal opinion. You need 2 other centre backs, right? Now, if for me, clearly Doro Hato, it has to. I think it's one of the club's targets that they're probably going to get. Which is one of them, Doro Hato. And then I think the other guy's going to be Gahi. I think those are we're going to bring in 2 centre-backs in Gahi and Hato. That's my prediction for Chelsea.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree tit for tat for what you're saying, right? Like, I think, again, I think Huijsen is a good player. Am I upset we didn't get him? Not really.
No.
I think to an extent, I just don't want any more, like I said this previous streams, guys, like I don't want any more inexperienced center backs. I think I know what you mean now. In an ideal situation, if Fofana was fit, then fine. A center back pairing of Fofana and Huijsen, that sounds fine to me. It sounds like it's doable. You have the experience and the young one, right? Like you had what are some good center back pairings like that? You got Puyol and Piqué. Right? Puyol and Piqué. Piqué was young and upcoming. Puyol was on his way out. You had Sergio Ramos and Pepe. Pepe was older and Sergio Ramos was learning under his wing. And then
Varane and Ramos is a good one, fair.
Yeah, and Varane and Ramos as well. So it's just one of those like...
I don't think the problem that we have...
I think Chelsea view, at least anyway, Cole was a young... potential
give me a minute. Just take over for a second.
I think the problem, Chris, is, and I think chat would agree with me, the centre back market right now, there's a lot of centre. The best centre backs now are, in terms of like older, got the quality, got the skills to pay the bills, are in contracts which are basically unbreakable, and are the top teams already, bro. You can't get those
yeah, you
anymore,
look at
right?
Inter's or
And then if you look at then the
Leverkusen,
middle,
I think,
right? And then if
PSG.
you look exactly, and then if you look at the middle section, right, maybe of guys like or in their mid-20s, stuff like that who are centre backs, a lot of them right now aren't good enough, bro. They've got their known mistakes, problems, right, and stuff like that. And that's what's putting off a lot of teams from going to target in that range. That's why you see a lot of young centre backs are now being targeted, because essentially those are the ones that look good essentially right now. Like they don't look like they're making that much mistakes. They look like they've got the quality at the end of the day to make stuff happen. So I just think for me, sadly, you know, if you were to pair Huijsen and Cole together, it probably would be.
It wouldn't be good.
I don't know if it would be. I think it wouldn't start
It'd be
wouldn't
mistakes in there as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't start well, but you would hope that by the end it'd probably be a very solid. But there would still be a lot of mistakes taking place.
There's a lot of risk in there as well, because Cole was definitely not.
But the problem for me is that
as well.
my issue is that my other issue then becomes, right, then if then you know the club is now looking for guys like Doro Hatter, right? He's another one I look at. He's played a lot of games at Ajax, to give him credit, right? But then he's still young.
How old is he, roughly?
It's like I think 21, 22, if I'm not mistaken. He's really young, right?
Yeah, too young.
All right. Yeah, and then the other guy that you got next to him, right, that we're looking at, Gerhi. I think Gerhi, from a leadership standpoint, I think
that's a shout. It's a shout.
I think it's a fair point, but of course, there's going to be some stuff that he may not be 100% in. But I think, as a total package, I don't think Gerhi is as bad as people believe. And I think
there's not a lot of options, and he is like by far at least like one of the better.
You know what I mean, right? So for me,
get.
it's like if you can get like Gerhi at a lot cheaper price. I don't like the 40-30 million. I actually don't think.
I'd take it for that, because we'll be selling like Desarty, Toaston, probably.
I think for me, the thing that he provides more than Chalobah. I actually think Gerhi is a much better header than Chalobah. I think his leadership wise is much better than him. I also think the other thing that he does better than Chalobah is communicating. This season I see a lot more. He's able to since he's lost Anderson, he's had to be the communicator, and he's done a much better communicating stuff. And I think 1v1 he's not as bad as he used to be. He's improved in terms of his 1v1 defending, right? Where it's just him. He's
talking about another person improving his 1v1 defending. Probably Cole is as well.
Yeah, and Cole was done that too.
Games,
I think what you need next to, I really do think Cole can shine and do his thing. If you've seen the last few games,
he's talented, but
if you look at like Tosin is definitely not a good enough defender, right? And like I think for me, the one thing that Tosin does do is he communicates really well, and that's what you need next to a guy like Cole. A guy that can communicate next to him, allow him to do his thing. That's the thing, right? In my personal opinion. And getting a guy like Gerhi would definitely help you out with that, in my personal opinion. But I think the secondary thing is then we need more than one guy in the team, centre back wise. And I don't, if it's Doro Hatter is meant to be like that, fair enough. But again, I do look at Bisek, bro. Bisek for me would be the ideal guy to play next to.
The guy from the Serie A, right?
Yes, Inter guy.
I
know they would ask us for a ton of money, but genuinely, like if you could get Gerhi and a Bisek into that team, that is, I was gonna say something crazy, but that really would suit us, like just from like physicality and stuff like that, bro. That like in Cole and him, as long as and because you can actually even do the low key the Cole left back nonsense, because you could then play a black free of just Cole in the CCB role. You can maybe have Bisek on the other side next to him, and then you can have Gerhi on the other side. That is You could actually. That is oh my lord. That is that's a defense right there, baby. That's a defense right there.
You said back three, right?
Yeah, you could eat because
if you turn to back three.
Okay.
Yeah,
No. I'm just making sure you said back three.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think?
Not
So
black three.
Yes, that's crazy.
That's
crazy. I didn't say that.
That's what I heard. I was like, wait a minute. He surely didn't say that. And then he said Bisek, Colwell, and Gay. I was like, oh my days, this guy.
But that's the thing, Marshall. Like, I think a lot about that stuff, and it's just like to me, Okay. No, but I look at those three signings in particular that we could probably do, right? And if you could just get Bisek and him, I do think, bro, from a team standpoint, you have strengthened that back. You've strengthened your centre back the best way you can. Genuinely.
And you know, one other thing too, because okay, I said we were gonna skip this, but this actually does incorporate this part, which could play a factor as to why we would go for Gay. Is this tweet right here? So Nazar Cancela saying there's an acceptance within Chelsea that the squad lacks natural leaders, with only Colwill and potentially Fernandes fitting the bill. Reece James has worked hard to develop that side of his game, but he is naturally introverted, as is Caicedo. Now, I'm not saying that's a problem. We have had introverted leaders in the past. We've seen it with whatchamacallit. N'Golo Kante in the past, right? To an extent, Frank Lampard was that way as well. He was never really vocal. I don't think it's an issue. However, that's one thing that Mark Gahey does bring you, right? Like leadership. He is the captain of, the Crystal Palace side, and it wasn't through seniority either. He got it maybe the second season he was there. He was already considered a captain. So he has leadership qualities. On top of it too, he now has a lot of experience. He's just won. He was in the team that just won Crystal Palace their first trophy in the history of the club. Like, that is a big accolade. That is a big badge he can wear on his chest. So to me, it gives me more reason to go for a Gueye than it does for a Huijsen. Like, I'm not denying that Huijsen is a very, very talented player. It's the inexperience that scares me. It's what happens when he gets shaken up. What happens when he gets bullied? He has a bad game. Does he recover from that? What happens when his confidence is at an all-time low? We saw how it affected our whole team. Is he going to be one that steps up from the ashes, and leads the team to victory, or leads the defense and holds the fort down? Mark Gahey, I would have confidence that would give me that. Huijsen, not so much. Huijsen, to me, feels like a player that needs a solid rock behind him so that he can do his thing. And that's what we have with Levi Colwill as well. So it's just one of those things that, like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like a good signing to me. I'm sure he's a good player. We can load up on good players, but at the same time, we need the right profiles that fit the team. We don't need just the best of the best. We need the best, but we also need the best in the right areas that have the best qualities that we need for this system. Because now we're playing a system. Now we're not just playing. Real
I think
Madrid,
for me also, I think EPL makes a good point about I don't like players barking one. Like, I think that's a good point. I think a lot of our players like to talk to each other, like to shout at each other.
This is true.
But it's not. Yeah. But it's not solving situations, right? This is why, again, I think having a guy that's communicating while we're playing is key. Like, that's why we lose it again. This season you saw it. The season before you saw it. We lose our heads, bro. Whenever we go down, bro. Like, we've seen it a lot of the time, bro. When we lose our heads and then we lose like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the game, where we could have probably remained level-headed and just gotten back into the game. Quite a few times that's happened this season, right? Or when or sometimes we're just like capitulate, bro. Like we're dust, basically, right? So having guys that can tell the guys, calm down, telling someone slapping Jackson on the back of the head, and telling him, calm the fuck down and stop getting stupid yellows, right? You need guys like that in the team, bro. That's what you need. Like that, yes, true. And that's what you need. And so again, it's not just about from a defensive standpoint, like from just like a guy, potentially bringing an XYZ, right? Again, maybe from an attacker that can help the other young attackers calm the F down, right? And maybe bringing in some other people in those positions to make sure as a whole we are mature enough to do that, bro. That's the main thing for me.
But and you know what? I'm glad you said that too, because how many times, guys, on the review shows have we said, like, I don't know why Chalobah doesn't know that he's behind him, or Koa doesn't know that he's behind him. I think one of the key things that a center back needs to have that goes under the radar is the ability to communicate with the other defenders.
No one's telling him, man on. Remember that, Marshall?
Yeah.
We've spoken about it as well. Every time me and you talk, I'm always like, listen, Koa was doing something, but no one's telling him, like he may have made a mistake, but no one's saying to him, man on. No one's telling the other guy, there's someone in front of you, someone behind you, do something. No one's communicating, bro.
That's huge. That's something that, like, that's why Thiago Silva was so good with every one of our center backs, because he would basically instruct you how to play. That's why it's no coincidence why Badiashile hasn't looked anywhere near as good as he's been since Thiago's left. Because, like, that man, he doesn't have the experience to already know where he needs to be, positioning and all that stuff. Exactly. Thiago Silva would be like, yo, come back a little further back or push up a little more. Like, he would set you up. you need to be vocal when you're in center back. And listen, as someone who, growing up playing football, when I played as a right back, I always had my center backs telling me, or my center backs or my two center backs would tell me like, yo, push up a little more, come a little closer and stuff. That communication is so pivotal in that back four or the back three, just to stay organized, because an organized defense is a hard defense to break. And listen, in recent time, maybe Colwell has stepped up. Maybe we've seen it, Tosin step up, Sanchez, so on and so forth. We want that to continue happening. With Huijsen, that's something that makes me nervous. I don't see Huijsen being someone that can just tell you, dictate the back line and stuff.
Nah,
he seems like someone that can do that. He seems
How
like
old is
someone that can
Gurhi?
man
Like
that
25, 26?
24, 25, I believe. I'll check right now.
Like,
But
he's
the thing
getting at that age.
Or
right?
even, you know what? And I'll say this too. It doesn't need to be 24. It doesn't need to be Margay. It could be Rudiger. You got 1 year left on that contract. If you bring Rudiger back, I wouldn't mind that either. I would love that. I would love to bring Rudiger back. And it's not nostalgia. It's because Rudiger also gives me the shithousery that you need in football that we don't have. Like, listen, I don't agree with this. I see where he's coming from. Matisse just said in a video he would take Cuti Romero. I don't agree with that. I think Romero is too rash. I think Romero makes too many mistakes. And I just don't think he's Chelsea level. If you bring me back a Rudiger, I 100% agree with that, because he's got the experience. He's got the shithousery. He may not have the legs anymore, but he's got the physicality at least.
My problem with bringing back Rudiger is that I don't think this is the type of Rudiger we need in the team right now, if that makes sense. I get the other leadership stuff happening, but the problem is physically, bro, he's cooked. Like, I don't know if you've seen what he's been doing around Madrid, but like, if he comes to the Premier League,
injury though, if he comes back and
no, but that's the point I'm trying to make. He's been
Yeah.
playing with a bunch of injuries, not actually getting the surgery and stuff that he needs to make happen. And so if he comes to the Premier League, bro, post injuries and everything like that, bro, I don't know if he can even last the season.
Well, that's
like,
the thing though. Like, he
like,
may not
like
have the
your
legs,
body-
though, Ahmed. He may not have the legs though, but like we saw, Thiago Silva wasn't the fastest, and he made it work. You know, like
He made it work temporarily though, bro. But as you saw, as time went on, it was affecting us, bro. That's why we need, I think for me, there has to be some level of range where you need to be able to get someone. You have to accept that you're not going to be able to get those top players, right? In my personal opinion. So I think on some level, you have to also accept that bringing in a guy like a guy who may have one or two shortcomings that he is improving upon, right, is a bit more of a solider option, because he's still physically in his prime, got a lot more years in him still, right, than maybe getting a Rudiger for 1 to 2 years, bro, right? Because I don't really feel like either or doesn't, having a Rudiger for 1 to 2 seasons is not necessarily going to solve your situation than having a Gurhi. Does that make sense? Even though Rudiger is a much better player than a Mark Gurhi, right?
yeah. Chris, what do you think about the center back options?
I mean, like, I would take Rudiger as well. Like, if we got Rudiger, he's got a year left, right? Yeah, like, we do need another centre back. I still think that, like, I think Colwell's definitely, like, a future at Chelsea, and he's played well in, like, parts of the season. I thought he's playing pretty well now, like, last 7 to 10 games. Start of the season, he's been playing pretty well. He is talented, I think, on the ball, like, and I think he's been reading, reading of the play, like intercepts and all that type of shit, and he's not been getting beaten as well the last 7 games, I think, stat-wise, it's read. But yeah, like, we do need, like, that experience. Tosin isn't going to do it, of course. He's barely picked, like, Chalobah's ahead of him. Who else is ahead of Tosin? How many centre-backs do we have left anyway, to be honest? Like, we got rid of, like, Dasasi, Badashila.
We didn't get rid of him yet, but
No, yeah, okay, we're on loan, I mean, but yeah, I'd be happy with Mark Gahey as well. Like, he's becoming, like, more of his prime age as well, like 24, 25, and he's been, the leader of Crystal Palace too as well. So there's no really wrong answer. Like, if you can get, like, Mark Gahey, for
that's gonna be
50, 40 million, like, I'd probably take that over Rudiger, because he's younger and he's looking like, like a promising leader as well, like experienced player. And how old is Rudiger? 32?
Let me check.
I would take Tar as well. Like, Tar's like 29, I think, but like, I don't think we're looking at him.
I wouldn't want to take Tar.
No, he's having another great season.
Right, Chris.
Tar's very the best way to put Tata is
Yeah.
not good enough, bro. That's it.
I won't pretend like
I
I'm not
think
really
Rudiger
watching,
plus
but I
Sarri's
hear
is
good
faster
things
Rudiger.
like as well, like from him. But like,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be like my first choice. But like Mark, if we can get Mark Guehi for like 40-50 million, and then like obviously focus on striker, winger as well. Like, instead, I don't know how much would I pay for Rudiger, Real Madrid. If it's like the same price as Mark Guehi or more, I'd take Mark Guehi. I'll be honest.
And listen, CFC unit, you could be right. It's a hypothetical, right? You never know. Maybe post-surgery Fofana is about to go God mode. Maybe. But if I'm looking at the history, which is usually how I do these things, if I'm looking at the history and the trajectory that
He
Fofana's
did have a
been going
surgery
in,
before he joined Chelsea as well.
it's just been injury prone after injury prone after injury prone after
The
injury
problem
prone.
is, man, you see, the
I just
Fofana's
don't see it.
Fofana's
I'm not
had too many
optimistic.
injuries on his body, bro. Fofana's had too many injuries, too many surgeries, bro. You know what I mean? There's a term called one too many. He said one too many, man.
I agree. It's at one point, like, bro, like, after so many surgeries, are you even human anymore? Like, he's
Legit,
just
bro.
cyborg. Like, it's like he's got like a metal plate somewhere in his thigh or something. Like, I don't know. He's been fucked up with surgeries and all types of things he's got to do. Like, at some point, the anatomy gives out, man. Like, I don't know. For me,
It does happen to footballers, sadly.
Yeah,
I've seen Sturridge, what a player like he was, even Wilshere. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Robin was very injury prone too, but Bayern made it work like really well, I thought. But yeah, some players just get injury. It's like it's just what it is.
And what I will say too, just to close out on this, because I know people had mentioned this, they have hesitations with Mark Gay in terms of the heading ability. Listen, people were saying the same thing about Jules Koundé, and he's getting by just fine in Barca. And people still want him. He's still one of the top.
I would take him at Chelsea.
In Barca. Yeah, but people were. I remember when we were linked to him, people were saying,
I
his
think
aerial abilities aren't that great, and all. This
Wait,
and
before
that.
he joined Barcelona?
Yeah,
I thought a lot of
Dude,
Chelsea
sure.
fans wanted him.
Or Koundé. I think the thing
Koundé,
of Koundé, though, Koundé's not even a centre back anymore, bro. Koundé's a
No, he's a
right
right back now, but he
Yeah,
can't
he's
do
a
center
right back.
back.
No, but he doesn't even play centre back for them anymore. Like he wasn't playing centre back for them even under Xavi. Like he plays a completely different position for what we were.
He is a very short guy, like for a centre back. Like,
So
he's
for
like
me,
5'11" or
so for
something.
me, like Koundé is just like
adapted him.
yeah. I just think for me personally, again of Koundé, I think Koundé is a good player, but I think the thing that is a big thing for him is his pace. Right now,
Yeah.
I think from a Chelsea standpoint, again, I don't think pace is an issue for us. Actually, I actually would disagree with a lot of people. We've got enough fast players in the team.
Cole was pretty quick.
Wise, Cole, I think is pretty quick. You got Kukre is quite decently
Yeah.
fast. You got Gusto is very fast. Reece James, let's
He
not make
reads it
him
well.
run.
I think
Let's
he
not-
reads it well.
Yeah, he reads well, but obviously let's not make him run on a personal note.
Mhm.
But again,
And
bringing a guy,
keeps stronger.
he's somewhat fast. Had to somewhat fast. Bissek's a very fast player. Yeah, but he doesn't rely on his speed, which is a good thing. One of the things I know about centre backs is centre backs who have speed but are not reliant upon using that pace. That's like their backup option. That's like their plan B to use, right? So I think for me, again, I just look at it and I'm like, I do think sadly Guehi is just like the best option. I actually think the club is probably making the right
I do
decision for
lean
us.
towards him a bit more.
I hate to say it, but I think the scouts might be right on this one. I hate to
The scouts, they
The scouts
do
might
like
be
they
right
do
on the
find
one,
some
Andrew.
good players. They do find some good
The
players.
scout, I hate to put it like this, boys, but I think the scouts are right on at least Guehi. Now, if you want to get Jero Hato, I don't mind. But I think if you really want to sort of set up your defense out for a long term, you're bringing Bisek, and I think that kind of does the job for you in terms of like
How old is he?
medium to. He's only 23,
Roughly?
24.
Oh, okay.
23, 24. Like that definitely solves the issue for you medium term, in my personal opinion. Medium term, right? Long term, I'm not sure. Obviously, I can't say long term because I don't know if these guys could get injured when they come to the club. You know what I mean, right? So,
I mean, I do like Maresca's system, how he's like dealt the defense. Like he's kept the same defense from last season to this season, and it looks night and day in a sense, except for the mistakes from like the goalkeeper or the odd one from Colwell or whatever. Like his system actually does pretty well, and I think like if you bring in Mark Guehi or who Armour just said, like it'd be even better.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. Like what you said right there, JC. I understand that maybe Crystal Palace hasn't had the best defense this season. That's not to say that they don't have good defenders. That's not to say that they also play a different style of football. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And they go get
don't play
pressed
three at the
they go
back.
get pressed a lot more as well
Yeah.
compared to Chelsea because like
so-
our midfielders and all that.
Exactly.
I get what JC is saying, because I used to be very similar to JC on my guy he takes. Marshall knows this, Chris knows this. I was not very high on him, but I think the way I see Gerhi now is a bit more difference in the sense that I look at Gerhi more so now. I looked at how he developed individually, and then I have to also realize who is he also playing with, right? The guy that he's playing with isn't that great next to him, right? Lacroix is definitely a good defender. Let's not go that twisted. He's a very good defender. If you want to bring Lacroix in, that's another guy I'll be looking at being like, if you want to spend money on a centre back that will help us a lot, he's another guy to look at personally.
But also, like, look at how they're defending. Like, they play with wing backs. It's just two of them in the back. There's more enforcement in our system. But my point in saying all this, right, is that you look at how Maresca was able to improve our defense despite having a Robert Sanchez in between the sticks, despite not having decided, like Levi Colwell, like our best defender was Fofana. He's been out most of the season. Like Chalobah started off shaky. He improved towards the end. Levi Colwell has been so on and off, and in my opinion, mostly shit this season. And he's improved in the last 7 games and stuff. Like, you look at how he's improved our defense and the number of goals that we've been conceding in the last half of the season. Our defense has improved. So what's to say that he doesn't bring in a Margay and he improves him as well? So, and Chris puts it a good point too. The way you're going to play against Crystal Palace, which is going to be attacking them, keeping possession. You're mostly going to be creating most chances against them. They're going to sit in a low block versus how teams play against us. They're waiting for a counterattack and all this and that. Like, it's a different
Like, I can probably
style.
list like 10 teams like, go like maybe dominate Crystal Palace in the game. 10 to 8.
Yeah.
Easily.
And I can only name like maybe 5 teams that came at us. And that's probably Bournemouth, Liverpool, Man City.
I mean, we play well against
Arsenal
it.
and
I know
Tottenham.
fans, we press the fuck out of Liverpool as well. Like, they don't like go at us like, like constantly our defense.
Yeah,
But-
which is why I'm saying like it's a different game now, and listen, there's a reason why a lot of teams are after Gahey. They've been linked with Gahey for a while now, and they're waiting for the right opportunity to get the player. There is a good player there, and yeah, time will tell. We'll see. Because at the same time too, I'm open to the idea that they could throw a curveball at us. They could throw. This could all be what's the word I'm looking for? This could all be a smoke screen, right? Because they've done it before. They have thrown curveballs at us and signed us a player that no one expected. So time will tell with this one. But before we move on, ladies and gents, like I always say, smash up the like button. Helps out tremendously with the channel. We are now hitting almost a 3-hour mark on the stream. So big up to every single one of you who have been sticking around and joining in on the conversation. And if you're watching this in the future, smash up the like button. Actually, how about this? If you are in the future, if you're watching and you got to this part of the video or the live stream, I should say, go ahead and give me a blue or a white square in the comments. So Chelsea, keep the flag flying high, all that fun stuff. So give me some Chelsea.
The blue flag flying high.
Yep. All right. On to the next topic, which is something that, funnily enough, Ahmed touched on, and that's Jackson. So we have been talking about Jackson briefly on the show, but now let's go into the news. Let's go to the in-depth, and let's go into what's actually happening with Jackson as of right now. So we read here that Enzo Maresca could barely contain his anger over the red card incident, instantly turning away in dismay on the touchline, uttering some choice words under his breath. When Jackson walked off the pitch and down the tunnel, Maresca appeared deliberately to ignore him, according to Simon Johnson. Look at this Simon Johnson creating drama. Anyways, told Nicholas Jackson is very... told Nicholas Jackson is very upset with himself for sending off against Newcastle. He wanted to fight for the team and didn't want to be bullied by Newcastle backline, but regrets what he did. Major breaking, and shortly after this, Matty Moretto comes out and says multiple clubs have inquired for Nicholas Jackson and is not ruled out that he could be sold if a satisfactory offer arrives. Now, let's be honest, before the whole incident happened, even if he was in good form, even in January, I could have probably told you this. I'm sure there are clubs that are interested in Jackson. I'm sure Chelsea would not mind selling Jackson as long as the price is right.
That's
So
if he
why-
accepts too, by the way.
Yeah, that's if he accepts. And look,
I don't know.
with Jackson, he is very... I don't know, man. He's very. I feel like he has a polarizing relationship with the fan base. Sometimes he loves him, sometimes he hates him. He probably doesn't like the Chelsea fan base that much. He probably wouldn't mind leaving. I'll be so honest with you. I think he wants to prove himself, but at the same time, he probably doesn't appreciate how he feels at Stamford Bridge or at Chelsea. I don't know. It's give or take because he probably, in one aspect, he probably does feel appreciated because he got that contract in the summer.
He does shush us a few times every time he scores.
That's what I mean. So it's like it's polarizing.
I've noticed
it's a polarizing
a couple
relationship.
times.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real, bro. I'm gonna be very honest with you, bro. His time at Chelsea is very much up, man.
I don't know if it's up, but let me just.
I think
here. Everyone at Chelsea is aware that a lack of quality finishing and therefore goals is stopping the team from taking the next step. I think his time in terms of a starting attacker or a starting striker are done. I just don't think he's leaving.
I think he's gonna leave, bro. I think the Matteo Morata report coming out at that time, bro. I think for me, it's like a nail in the coffin, bro. Because like I wouldn't surprise me if the club. Listen, I know you and I think everyone in chat would agree. If he was a backup option for Chelsea, I don't think that would be much of an issue. But I think after what happened, and then I think the season he's had in general, it's been very bad, bro. Like it's been an all-timer. Like the way his season not only has ended, but how it's progressively got worse. And I think for me, it wouldn't surprise me if the club have already got 2 strikers in mind, and they want to probably bring in like a guy that's going to be a starter, and then the guy that's going to be a backup, in my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Again, listen, I hate to agree with CP to an extent, but again, Jonathan David is a guy that the club has targeted for a while. You can get him on a free.
This is true,
right? And then, and again, he's basically a complete version of Jackson, whether I want to admit or not. Much more in terms of like
he's more proven too.
Yeah, it's a bit more proven too, sadly, and he could be a solid backup for you to have. Then you bring in a number 1 striker, whether that be an Osimhen or whoever you wish for it to be. And I think you've kind of sorted out that position to the best that you can be.
Mm-hmm. You know what annoys me though is because when I read that tweet about he regrets he didn't want to be bullied and stuff like that, he regrets what he did. When I read that tweet, that to me tells me more that like he probably thought he can get away with that elbow because he got away with it against Ipswich. That was the game. He did the same exact move against Ipswich, but he didn't get sent off for it.
Did he look at him the same way, like in a sense?
I'll look it up for you, Chris.
I was just wondering, like,
I'll look it up.
No, but like,
no.
If it was up to me, I would probably like get rid of him, like sell him, like, and like get David Jonathan, or if they do want Delap as a back.
Yeah.
Jonathan David, sorry.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like, come on, man. I'm getting pretty tired here, but like,
You're almost there, Chris.
yeah, like, I don't know if the club will get rid of him. I don't know if they're gonna be looking the same way, like, how they wanted to get rid of, Timo Werner or Lukaku, for example. Right? They're not gonna look like, we need to get him out, but like, say if an offer comes in, I don't know if they'll refuse it. Like, say if it's like 40 million or something like around that. They probably accept it, and maybe minimum.
Yeah,
come on,
because we got him for 35 million euros or 35
I thought
million,
I swear
pounds.
I thought it was under 30 million.
No, it was 30 million pounds.
And it looked maybe, but like, if so, okay, maybe 45 to 50, maybe, and they probably accept. But like, and then we can bring in, a free striker, and then we can focus on the main strike. Okay.
This is the Ipswich game where we drew 2-2. He got away with this one. He's looking at him. Not as brutal, but he does the same fucking action.
He extends his arm into his throat.
Does the same thing he did to Botman, and he got away with it here.
Yeah.
So he probably thought, I can get away with him. It's just like I'm pushing him. I'm not like elbowing him. And it came out more like an elbow, and he got away with it.
He had more force into it there as well, into the face.
Yes. It was just positioning and all that stuff. Like,
if you're gonna do it, man, just don't look at the ball. And if you want to swing your arms out a bit, you won't get a red card if you're not looking.
But it's the same thing. No, So here's the thing. When you look at the, so I don't know if you saw it. There was the footage came out of the VAR and the audio. Right, what they were discussing, and the reason he got sent off is because he's looking at Botman first before he goes for the elbow. doing the same exact thing here with O'Shea. He's looking at him, piecing him up, and then he puts the elbow in and knocks him over, just like the same exact way. He got away with it in this one, so he probably thought he could get away with it against Newcastle and it wouldn't be a sending off. But he got sent off. That's what I mean. This is what frustrates me. It's inconsistency. Because I guarantee you, he gets sent off here, he doesn't do it again. He doesn't do it again. Against Botman.
With the Newcastle one, out of all the games that he could have done in, I'm glad it's that one in a sense. What?
Not TKO. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm glad if he did that in Man United, right, and that fucked us for points as well, like, I'd be really more pissed off about it. Like, at least he did it in the Newcastle one. I couldn't have him do it against, like, go down to 10 men against Nottingham Forest or United, where I feel like it will be, like, a should-win game. Like, Newcastle would probably still drop points with Jackson starting. I'll be honest, it'd probably still, at best, maybe we'll get a draw, I thought, with 11 men. But, yeah, like, also, it's just the goals as well, what doesn't back him. Last season, I thought he did okay. 14 goals for his first season. You had AFCON and all that. Like, I was okay with it.
You know what it is, though, Chris? Yeah.
This season, he dropped off. Like, at the start, he was brilliant, and then he dropped off. Like, I remember, like, 10 games in a row about a goal.
My problem with Jackson, is that I don't like to use this because it's used a lot of the times. It's used as a dog whistle against black players a lot of the time, right?
Sorry?
There's like a dog whistle that a lot of these idiots like to use a lot of the time, against black players, which is like, that attitude stuff. They use it a lot, against.
I won't use that attitude.
No. Like, I want to explain the point I'm trying to make, right? It's not just the black players. They use it a lot to, like, just in general, like, to certain people of, like, color.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Attitude always comes into it, and they don't know.
You know what I mean, right? But I actually think in his case, that it is just genuinely, he has an attitude problem, bro. Right, and I think the reason why I have to use it with him, is that there's been games there where he's not scored a goal and he's pissed himself. Right now, I could have taken that because I'm okay, that's fair enough, he's a striker. But that started happening even when we were in our winning run and he wasn't scoring, he was still pissed. We then went on that losing one. He was performing really bad, and he was
also, then when Cole Palmer,
right, and his attitude, his attitude was consistently getting worse in those games as well, right? He was consistently getting those yellows on a consistent basis every single time, bro. Right? And for me, he came back from injury. He got he had that little spell where he scored a goal, 3 goals in 2 games, which he looked good. But other than that, has looked quite poor in general, right? But then I feel like the way it kind of like the buck stopped with me was that Newcastle game, because I feel like that was just unforgivable. It was unforgivable, bro. Like, he knew what was at stake at that moment in time in the game. He could see it, and he still chose to do that, bro. You know what I mean? At that point, bro, it's just you can't forgive that at that point, Chris. You can't, bro.
No, I agree. It's just like another factor for me is the goals as well. He doesn't really bring in that a lot of goals, but like, you might be right with that attitude thing as well.
I agree with that comment, by the way. JP's comment, the last comment that he made up, sorry, Chris, to cut you off, right? No, the one before that about he's not ready for the pressure. I agree, but this is why again if you've been watching us throughout this the show, and I know you do, JP. That's why we've always been like, there should have been a striker boy in the summer, because there should have been a number one striker boy in the summer, right? Where he should have, where he could have at least learned from experience, and he could have improved from that. The problem was that didn't happen. But then there's the stuff that he's been doing afterwards when he's not scoring, is not related to not having a striker there, a number one striker there, right? He still should be able to do his job. That you have to separate, right? You can criticize the club for not bringing him a number one to learn off, but at the same time, right, he's also doing mistakes which are childish, which should not needed to be done either.
Definitely,
yeah. No, and like I said, with the inconsistencies, right? If we're gonna go back to the mistakes he made, with the inconsistencies, even if the Premier League was consistent, Jackson, and in my opinion, that's a sending off. Even the Ipswich one is a sending off. Like, it's, for me, it's a red card regardless. You shouldn't be doing those mistakes, and you should know that. You should know that. But it's like what Ahmed's saying, or Chris probably alluded to, the experience not being there to learn off of. And Listen, it's one of those things that getting another striker, I think, would benefit Jackson a lot. One, it takes a lot of pressure off because right here, in the number 9 position at Chelsea is one of those that pressure creates diamonds or it just destroys you. We've seen it happen with Havertz. We've seen it happen with Werner. We've seen it happen to an extent with Lukaku, right? Lukaku
Werner
was a
attitude?
proven. What?
Oh, did you say Werner of attitude or experience? Sorry.
Werner.
With like
With
inexperience
being a number
or
9 and the pressure that it comes with.
oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, my bad.
Number 9 at Chelsea, exactly, JP. It's no joke.
Morata too. If you guys saying he crumbled.
Morata,
He
it's
crumbled.
another one. Higuain
I
didn't
remember
work out.
he was scared
Like,
to shoot.
there's so many number 9s that have come and gone at Chelsea that only the very special ones can make it by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's for what Jackson did last season, I gotta commend him because it is impressive. It's impressive to do that with that little experience and to be able to get 14 goals without a penalty. That's impressive. Now, I wanted him to build off of that. He's regressed a bit. It could be because of what we talked about yesterday, being the whole, there's a new system. It takes a while to implement it, to learn it.
Do you think it's that because, like, start of the
It
season?
could be.
Start
It
of
could
the
be
season,
because I think
he
here's
was
the
killing
thing.
it.
The reason at the start of the season, there was still a lot of potch ball being played.
I guess, yeah.
And one thing that Jackson has that helps him a lot, and why he gets caught off sides a lot. I had this discussion with my chat. It's the pace. Teams, and this is why, like, there are certain players that I will say they are idiots and get caught off sides all the time. They fall for the trap all the time. I don't think Jackson's an idiot. I think Jackson is very well aware what the hell the offside trap is. However, his pace doesn't help him. His pace does not help him. He, because he's fast, will sometimes get himself caught in the offside trap. And there are teams like a Liverpool who play that offside trap really well. That's why against Liverpool, he was offside like 3-4 times. So with me, he's a fast player. He's a player that does well in transition. And we don't play like that. Unless we have a Lavia, we don't play like that. And so last season with Poch, when it was basketball, like, oh, transition, chaotic defense and all that stuff, you saw times where Jackson benefited from that. And earlier in the season, I think he did benefit from that as well. So now that it's a more structured way of playing, where we're crossing the ball in a lot, we're not going in behind all the time, especially not when like Lavia's not here, I think that does hurt him a bit. We'll see what happens next season. I don't think he'll get the chance to start as much because I do hope that we get a striker. But if the case is that we are stuck with Jackson, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't have my hopes too high up. Have a good night, Chris. I don't have my hopes too high up, but at the end of the day, you never know with Jackson. So maybe he adapts, or maybe he just stays in this level. But yeah, the number 9 position at Chelsea is no joke. And yeah, VVD's no joke either. Exactly. So yeah, time will tell. Let's see if Chelsea does the right thing. And on the striker position as well, I'll also continue on with this next topic. And we have a few more before we wrap it up, ladies and gents. Here we go. Nkunku to Liverpool. So there's been some interest from other clubs on Nkunku. And we already knew he was on his way out, so there's no surprise that we're hearing
Pissed off nation.
The pissed off nation is what you said?
Pissed off.
Oh, Christoph Nation. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't worked out at Chelsea. It could be the Premier League. It could just be disinterest from the player. We've gone over this a million times. We don't have to if you don't want to. But Chelsea and Christopher Nkunku have reached the point of no return. He is expected to leave in the summer. Arsenal and Bayern were interested this winter and are expected to return next summer. Other clubs are in the running. The plan was not changed since March. Christopher Nkunku and Chelsea are expected to part ways in the summer. After talks in January with Bayern, interested race open again this summer, with Nkunku keen on new transfer. Several top clubs, including Liverpool, have already made contact for Christopher Nkunku. Newcastle, as well as Bayern Munich, is amongst clubs in form, according to Sanchi JFM. And that was reported just 2 days ago. So, yeah. Listen, with Liverpool, it makes sense. Darwin Nunez needs to go. They need to find a replacement for him. Jota is too unreliable in terms of fitness. Luis Diaz, we don't know what his future holds. Is he going to stay at Liverpool? Are they going to sell him before his contract runs out? Or are they going to offer him another contract? We don't know.
There's a lot of guys at Liverpool right now, bro, that are big players that are 1 year contract, you know. I didn't know Konate got 1 year left in his deal, you know.
Yeah, Konate, yeah, he's another one that people were saying he's going to Real Madrid. I don't know how solid those links are, but
it might be. He might go there, bro, on a free. You never know. He could just go there on a free if he wants to now and just run out his contract. Another one. It's like Trent. Another guy that Luis Diaz has got 1 year left. Is that true? How long is Luis Diaz left? Luis Diaz. I don't know.
I think Luis Diaz's contract is running close because they're talking about moving him on. They
right, so he's another one, right? So he's another one that I'm looking. So he's another one. Alisson's another one, right? He's got 1 year left in his deal too.
They're probably gonna let him go though, because that's why they got what's his face,
Mamadashvili.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Luis Diaz's contract set to expire June 30th, 2027. So 2 years. Yeah, he's got 2 years. So next year would be the second to last year. That next year would be the year where they offer him a new one. If they don't offer him a new one next year, they might just let it run down. I don't know, unless they're willing to wait until the last year of the contract.
Yeah, I just think for me, they obviously just, I don't know if you saw, they signed Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong's a right back, correct?
That's a good signing in my opinion.
Frimpong's a right back, correct?
He is a right wing back.
So that for
hashtag
me,
winger.
So for me, that for me, either means you're playing him right wing or you're playing him right or right back, because that's the way they play. Unless the system's about to be changed, right?
No, I think they're gonna deputize him like they deputized Trent. Just push up the pitch, and he's not gonna give you the same creativity, but he's gonna give you pace.
Fair enough. Obviously, that he's there. I don't know how Nkunku works in their team though. Is he gonna do he's probably gonna have to take Shabot's place in the 10, right? And I don't know if he does what Shabot's does. Like he doesn't press like Shabot's in that 10 role. He's more so of like a hidden 10. So that's the one thing I said about him, which he's not had at Chelsea. You probably have to make sure the team is built around him again, which is something we've not done at Chelsea either. So unless they're willing to do that, I don't know, because I know they're also interested in Wirtz as well. It's a very interesting time to see what's going to happen there. But I think him going to Arsenal would be hilarious. I'll be honest with you, bro. Like,
why?
I would be like, why are they taking another one? Like, I don't even know how he works in that system. What is he like? He would have to replace Odegaard in my person. You'd have to do the Odegaard replacement, by the way.
Yeah,
because the only reason you would bring in Nkunku for them, is if he's going to be the creator, like Odegaard. Legit.
The thing with me and Nkunku, I think I have concluded that the only way Nkunku works is in the double striker position as the second striker. Not even as a 10, but like literally as a second.
No, he has to be.
You would have to sacrifice the 10.
No, he's the what you call he's the 10 that we call he's an attacking 10. It means that there's the striker up top, and then he's behind the striker in the 10. That's all it is, and then they switch.
Hear me out. This is gonna sound ridiculous, but it's not. Actually, it doesn't even sound ridiculous. It's been done before. In the Liverpool system, you play him as a striker. In possession, Mo Salah tucks into the right side as a right forward, and Frimpong is your winger. And so you have the double shadow striker and a striker. Because Salah has played as striker before, and he's done a good job at it. And this season we saw when he when he doesn't have to do any defending duties, he's just score goals. And what better position to score goals than in the striker position, rather than coming in from the right. So there's that possibility, because Nkunku is comfortable on the left side, so he can shift over to the left to give Salah space. I could see that happening. With Arsenal, if Arteta's smart, he plays him up there with Havertz maybe. But I just don't think the link up is, I don't know. I just don't think Havertz is good enough. I'll be so honest with you. Maybe Havertz benefits from Nkunku being there. I don't know. Maybe it works. I don't know.
You know,
It'd
read
be
the new
interesting to see
report.
it.
One of my Arsenal mates sent me this report. Oh, Havertz's been bulking up in the gym. He's been breaking every single physical stat. You know, I saw that, bro, and I was laughing my head off. You know what I mean?
Oh, they gave him the wrong German inhaler, man. That's what they did. They gave him the wrong
I
inhaler.
just think for me, and I've said this, and I'll
Yeah.
say this to you, bro. It's just that I just think for me, Nkunku, wherever he goes, I would like to. Because I'm still a big fan of Nkunku. I just don't think it's worked out for us and him at Chelsea. He goes to somewhere where he will work. Otherwise, bro, it's gonna be pointless.
I fell out of love with Nkunku this season. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I feel like a lot of it has to do with ego, like a big ego. Don't get me wrong. I know the player is good, but I think he knows that to an extent where it's been a fault where, like, well, I'm obviously a better player than Jackson. I don't care if he's scoring goals. I should be playing because I'm the better player. Like, there's almost like a privilege to it that, I don't know, man. Like, I like when players have to work for their position, not feel entitled to it. And I don't know, and Nkunku just gave me this season, and Nkunku gave me this vibe that he felt entitled to that striker position and just had a foul attitude about it the whole season. Listen, I could be wrong. I'm not the perfect judge of character. I never spoken to the guy. I barely even, as far as I'm aware, he's been professional this whole entire season about it. Like, he's not come out and said anything bad about Maresca. He's not come out and said anything bad about Jackson. He's been professional as anyone could be this whole season. So I got to give him that. He has been professional. He hasn't pulled a Romelu Lukaku, none of that bullshit. But I don't know. When you look at the body language on the pitch, the lack of movement, sometimes you see the bickering back and forth between the players, Palmer yelling at him, Enzo yelling at him. Like, it doesn't look good. It does say a lot, you know? So I don't know. A picture does say 1,000 words, and with Nkunku, like, I just don't think he's had the attitude to really give it a good go. Like, he really hit his true potential. I think, and the fact that he still has links to Bayern and Arsenal and Liverpool, despite the shit season he's had, something tells me he's got good agent. He's got a really good agent, or other people recognize, like, oh,
Isn't
he's a good player.
Isn't his agent Pini Zahavi, if I'm not mistaken, right? So his agent's elite. He's got an elite agent. Oh, here we go. It's Pini Zahavi.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Pini Zahavi. Yep.
And he's good, bro. He's very good, bro.
He's the agent for other notable players like Robert Lewandowski and Hansi Flick. Yeah, yeah.
So he's elite, bro. Listen, we
he
gotta
is.
be serious.
He's got that German connect, man. It's wherever Nkunku goes, I wish him the best. But it can't be Chelsea anymore, man. It's just, your time here is done. It didn't work out. You got injured in the worst time that you could. You were out for a big season, which I think was meant to be a season that was supposed to be focused on building a team around Nkunku. It didn't work out that way. Poch had to adapt, which he did. That's where Cole Palmer comes in, and Cole Palmer took that light. Cole Palmer took your chain. And then this season, instead of proving yourself to the manager, I think you just, you kind of down tools early. It is what it is. I mean,
He didn't
to be
really.
fair-
The thing about Nkunku, I don't think he down tools on us. That's one thing. Yeah, I would have to disagree with you. Like, I actually don't think he down tools with us. He was his consummate professional. I just genuinely just don't think he works in Maresca's system, bro. Like, when he was playing the 10 for us at times, which was his actual position, particularly in the Conference League, I think he performed quite well, right? But again, I think of just Nkunku, it just wasn't meant to be. I just think, even before this with the injury and stuff, it's just never been a good period for Nkunku. Even though he's only been at the club for 2 years, funnily enough, which is very funny when you look at it. He's only been here with us for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. No, and you know what? I'm going to add this. Like, I also don't completely blame Nkunku for how the season went. I do put blame on Maresca, too, for how Maresca treated him in the beginning of the season. I do think giving him 5 minutes off the bench, 10 minutes off the bench, 3 minutes off the bench, that's just insulting. Considering the caliber, he's not an academy player, bro. He's not just some Shimuheka you can just put in for 3 minutes and he'll be happy with that. Like, no, this is a player you need to give him significant minutes to gel into the game, to get into the game and show his best ability. And you never gave him that benefit of the doubt. So that's one criticism of Maresca I've always had. The minutes you've given Nkunku in the beginning of the season added fuel to the fire, and it never helped the situation. So it is shitty for him. Like I said, I wish him the best. I have fallen out of love with him. I was excited to see him play for Chelsea. Now I'm going to have to see him play for another team. Hopefully it's not a rival team. Maybe he does go back to Bayern and he can enjoy his football back at Bayern. If he does go to Bayern, bro, if he steps up, bro, that Bayern team's going to be stacked. That Bayern team is going to be stacked. A force to be reckoned with next season for sure. All right. And on the striker position too, we might as well get into it because there's a lot of strikers here. And Ahmed, like I said, if you have to head out, by all means, you're more than welcome to. But
I don't have work tomorrow. You're a very lucky man.
Yeah. Oh, am I lucky? Just...
If you want me to leave, I'm free to do so.
All right, cool. Let's get into the next segment, which is the striker segment. There's been a lot of news going on about strikers, and yeah, this is one that we probably going to discuss in bulk and see what we think about the options and which ones we think are being realistic and which ones are unlikely to happen. All right, so we get into this, and there's a few bits of news that stem from March, so we'll bring it into the surface and see how it relates to now. But anyways, so several striker names considered for Chelsea, including Benjamin Sesko, Liam Delap, Hugo Ekitike, who they sign, or perhaps significantly who they cannot secure, will still depend whether they are in Champions League next season. We continue on. Chelsea are interested in Liam Delap, Jonathan David, Benjamin Sesko, Hugo Ekitike. Victor Osimhen is being monitored, and this is according to Sky Cava. Simon Johnson is saying here, Chelsea believe they'll have funds available to make a major acquisition at striker this summer. They first became interested in Sesko 3 years ago, which is very true. We've been linked to Sesko for a long time now. And Chelsea also admire Liam Delap and Jonathan David. Jonathan David, another name that's been on the list for a while. Osimhen also has been on that list for a while as well. Victor Osimhen's wage demands are expected, according to ESPN. We'll see. Take it with a pinch of salt.
I don't even believe them for my NBA.
According to ESPN here, Osimhen's wage demands are expected to reach around 340K per week. And if this is true,
we're not paying that. We are not paying that, Marshall.
We're not. But if it is to be believed that he wants a certain amount after net salary, then this is probably what it is. 340. Once taxes kick in, it's a certain amount. We'll see. Maybe it's possible.
How much is that for you? How much is that for you? Is this post-tax or pre-tax? What are you saying?
I think this is pre-tax.
All right, let's do this. If this is pre-tax, yeah, 340K per week, yeah, times by 52. Where's my X sign? Okay, let's use the regular X. So you saying you want 17.68 mil? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, probably.
That's 18 million, you know, basically. If you're paying them 18 million. Jesus Christ, bro.
I'll give my take at the end. But Osimhen and Gyökeres would command high wages, but have not been ruled out yet. They'll be on the list with Delap, Sesko, and Ekitike. Chelsea will decide based on pros versus cons and competition the club will face for the signature. CFC believe they'll end up with a very capable option. Excuse me, according to Nazar Cancelo. It looks less likely Chelsea and this is from April 4th, by the way, from Ben Jacobs. So take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. It might be true. It might still stand, but it's looking less likely Chelsea revisit the deal for Osimhen. Osimhen hasn't changed his wage demands, and CFC are strict under incentive-driven wage structure. Now, I do believe that there can be a world where we can meet his demands if he hits certain incentives and certain targets. It could be possible. It could be done. I'm not saying it's he wants his wages, we want ours. I think we can meet in the middle. It's possible. And I think we were close, but we fumbled at the end. We continue on. Despite public statements, Victor Gyökeres will surely leave Sporting this summer with fee already agreed. Package worth 65 million euros can be enough to get green light from Sporting, as agreed with Gyökeres months ago. Discussions with top European clubs continue. Now, from Sky Cava right here. Chelsea will sign a striker this summer, and Delap is one of the names under consideration. The 22-year-old forward fits the profile they are looking for, and he will be available for £30 million if Ipswich are to be relegated. As well as Delap, Chelsea are interested in right back or Red Bull Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko, who is 21, Lille's Jonathan David, who is 25, and Hugo Ekitike, who is 22. Long-term target Victor Osimhen is also still being monitored, although at 26, he would be the oldest and most expensive option. Chelsea's sole focus at the moment is qualifying for Champions League, and finishing in the top 5 will improve their chances of signing the goal scorer they need to strengthen their squad. Chelsea's strategy in the transfer market under their American ownerships has been to sign young players on long contracts. Any move for Delap would be made through official channels after Chelsea and Ipswich have nothing left to play for this season. The two sides are facing each other on Sunday. Well, this was also as of April 10th. This is when it happened. But it would be unrealistic to assume any discussion will take place about Delap, considering Ipswich are fighting to avoid relegation and Chelsea are targeting Champions League qualification. Chelsea have good relations with Ipswich, as both sides have so much to play for. Now is not the time to be talking about potential transfer deals. And they have good relations because we were trying to get McKenna off of them. We gave him Amari Hutchinson at a good deal as well, and he's been a good player for them this season. So we do have a relationship with Ipswich. It is also inevitable that wages will come into play, and a significant part of Liam Delap's thinking will come down to the club, to which club are offering him the highest salary. This is from The Athletic. More from The Athletic here. Chelsea have committed significant time and effort into pursuing Liam Delap. They are perhaps best placed for any possible deal, but Chelsea have other options when it comes to signing a striker. It is understood Liam Delap will make a decision based very much on what is the best for his development rather than financial motivations. He is expected to favor a club where he'll be going in as first choice center forward and harbors a desire to play in Europe. And that's coming from Telegraph Ducker. More from Sky Cava here. Man United are believed to be in a pole position to sign Liam Delap. One source has said that the deal for Man United to sign Delap is close, and the player would be happy to move to United and feels they are a big club. Okay.
Huh?
In name. Newcastle also apparently are keen on a summer move for Liam Delap. They believe they are also in the running, and the player would consider a move to the Northeast, especially if they secure Champions League qualification, coming from the Telegraph. From Ben Jacobs here, Liam Delap is expected to prioritize European football and is likely to wait and see who has what coming at the end of the season. Liam Delap is leaning towards Man United, according to Alex Crook. And then lastly here from Matt Law last week, Chelsea will attempt to sign a new striker with Benjamin Sesko amongst targets. Sesko, Igatike, Delap, Osimhen, Gyökeres. All targets, all potential signings for Chelsea. It's looking like Delap is the one that we are targeting for number one target, and we're more interested in. But who knows? If we get Champions League, things might change. A curveball might be thrown into the fix. Personally, I already said it multiple times. I'll take Jonathan David. I'll take Liam Delap. I'll take Osimhen. Osimhen's probably my number one choice. I think Osimhen can be done if we get UCL football, but it is looking a little peak. I don't want Sesko. I don't. It's not that I don't want Gyökeres. I don't want to take a risk on Gyökeres. That's my take on Gyökeres. I don't want to take a risk. But go ahead, Ahmed.
Okay. So, I think
There's
in terms of striker talk in general, I think one of the dominants obviously is going to fall on Wednesday, right? So if United lose Europa League, Delap is going to be on the table for Chelsea, by the way. We should just make that clear right now. Delap will be available for us because he's not going to. Apparently, he wants UCL, right? So he's going to be on the table for Chelsea Football Club. That's one of them, all right? And now, in regards to a lot of the other, I don't know if you know this, Hugo Ekitike and Liverpool are being linked to each other. His value right now, Ekitike, by the way, is 80 million apparently. That's what
80 million?
That's what Eintracht Frankfurt is asking for. I'm being serious.
God
I don't know
damn.
what. I have no idea how much Sesko is worth, but I will assume he's within a similar
his
range.
release clause is 60 or 80.
Something like that. He's in a similar
I'll
range.
look it up.
It would be in a similar range. Obviously, Delap is the cheapest out of the three, right? And then, obviously, Osimhen.
80 million euros.
I think of Osimhen, the sad reality, you just got to realize, bro, we just got to put the fries in the bag of him, bro. Let's put the fries in the bag of him, bro. If it happens, it happens. But there's also like Jonathan David. I don't know if you saw Napoli's trying to wrap him up. I don't know if you saw that wrap his deal up. But I think with him, if you're gonna get him, you probably if Chelsea's smart, you get him with another striker. You actually buy 2 strikers. You buy him and someone else, right? Because then that just saves you a lot of money and everything like that. But I think from a Chelsea perspective, I think we all will know who our striker target is next week, Monday or Tuesday. But that's after we get UCL football, in my personal opinion, because then we'll know who the club is targeting, at least in my. Now, I know a lot of people think Delap is Chelsea's aim, Delap's #1 target, so we've been told about a lot of time, but don't be surprised if we actually end up with Sesko. Because that's been the dream target since day one, sadly. We know that, bro. They tried to get him last season. You know this too. I know this too. They tried to get this guy, bro, last season. They were competing with Arsenal to get him last season, by the way. And the thing is, Arsenal now have their eyes on Gyökeres, right? So maybe Chelsea just able to sweep, you're my striker now. Let's make it happen.
How do you feel about that?
I would not want that to happen on a personal level, but as I said before, man, the thing is, man, I said this before about who I think our left winger is going to be. I'm seeing a lot of people dreaming about Rodrigo, and the left winger at Chelsea. Or you and I know if you get UCL, a Portuguese left winger is coming to this football club, the left wing, Mendes FC. We both know that's going to happen. And I think this guy's going to happen too in the striker position. That's what I think is going to happen. I think David might happen, but he's going to be a separate deal completely, though. The 2 I can guarantee for sure. I actually do think Sesko's going to come to the club, and I think Leao will come to the club if you get a UCL. That's why, I don't know if you've noticed, the Gittins talks have quieted down. They've been simmering now. Right?
I'm saving that for the next show.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And again, UCL football, you win against Forest, guaranteed. Your AC man, you're going to be cool AC man up, bro. I'm telling you for sure.
Oh, man.
I've seen a lot of people say Gyökeres wants to join United. The problem right now with United is that United, the way they're moving, they're actually moving like they're actually broke once. Like, they always used to say we're broke, but now it's looking like
they're broke as fuck.
Now they're saying they're broke. So that's the thing. That's why, by the way, Delap is so lucrative now, because he's got good numbers, but he's only got 30 million to buy. He's really cheap on the market, essentially. I don't know, man. Do you not think that? I feel like the Sesko and Leao or Garnacho's thing is really will happen. I really think that will happen, by the way, Marshall. I know you may not like that, but
I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
I definitely don't. But I don't think. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm saying I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it.
But you know
me. I try to back everything. I try to be reasonable. This is me not liking it also, because you know me. I'm not a big fan of Leao anymore. I think he's lost a lot of right. And my worry is that that's the reality we're going to be walking into in 3 weeks, bro. In Club World Cup, Leao on the left, Sesko's a striker. You know what I mean? Go. Hey, at least we get to rebuild the fucking studio.
I don't know if he even bro, Garnacho is still linked to us, We're still linked with Garnacho.
Like I said, I'm saving that for the next show, ladies and gents, because I have a bunch of tweets too. We'll talk about the winger options, the Morgan Rogers and stuff in the next show. But I think Arsenal's gonna get Gyökeres, because I think what's gonna happen is that I think the sporting director is gonna overhit against. What's the sporting director's name at Arsenal again now?
Berta. I think his name is Berta, isn't it?
Yeah, Berta. I think he'll get some serious signings through the door.
I think he will override him on Gyökeres, and I think that's a good thing, because I don't think Gyökeres is good, by the way. That's my take. I don't think Gyökeres is a good player. I think, and the reason I've watched him, he's very transitional, bro, the way he plays, right? And the thing is, they don't play transitional in Arsenal. Yeah,
exactly.
Right? And that's
Mikel Arteta will restrict the shit out of Gyökeres.
Yes.
You started hearing all the stuff that's come out about Mikel Arteta and how the pundits have been paying attention to how he manages and literally obsessively control freak over every player and their position and stuff. Literally Arteta is Arsenal. He's taking the Arsenal literal. It's military settings. You listen to what I say and you do what I say, or you don't play. That's it.
So for me,
there's no expression for players at all in that one.
Yeah, and so for me, just looking at that, seeing the stuff that's happening there, I just think for me, again, whatever happens there, then Gyökeres probably goes there. I think you just get a free run at Sesko. and I think the club knows that deep down.
The thing is, like,
I don't even know. I've never seen Sesko head the ball. So, like, if you're gonna be crossing this ball, is he gonna be able to head the ball? I know he's a tall guy, but is Vinicius got another Tammy Abrahams on her hand?
I mean, maybe he can get some, like, I don't know. I'm still holding on to the belief that Osimhen is very possible. I think Mikel is twerking so hard for the player. He only wants him at Chelsea, and he's doing everything he can to make that deal happen.
Mikel can twerk all he likes, bro. It's still up to the club to bring him in. So if the club doesn't want him, the club won't bring him in.
I think the club do want him because, okay, follow my train of thought here.
I'm listening.
Last season, we missed out on getting Osimhen. We were very, very close. Rumor has it from the journalist that broke out all the stories, the African journalist who I don't know what he's been up to now. He's irrelevant now. But he was saying that someone at Chelsea said, we'll come back for you, all this and that. He also signed that deal, that loan with Turkey with the clause of, hey, in January, I can be loaned out at this amount to another club. I can go to another club because he wanted the option to leave Turkey in case Chelsea came back. Not even Chelsea, but another club, right? So I think Osimhen wants to come to Chelsea, but he wants to come on his terms. Chelsea are willing to work, but we got to meet in the middle. I think in the middle would be, okay, if we make UCL, we can give you over 200K a week. Not 200K, over 200K a week. If you want to make that 300K mark net, you got to hit these benchmarks. 10 goals in the Prem gets you this much. 15 gets you this much in bonus. If we get a trophy, this much. If we retain Champions League position, this much. If we win the Prem, this, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it can be possible for him to negotiate with Chelsea and still come to Chelsea. I think Mikel is talking in his ear a lot, which helps us out. Because I don't know who else is going to go for him. Who else is going to go for him? United are broke.
Saudi Nation is calling.
You think Saudi will call again?
Saudi's got to call again, bro. I'll be honest.
Maybe they do. Yeah, maybe.
I just think for me, Marshall, the thing about Chelsea right now is that I don't even know what. Listen, the word on the street, you've heard it before, is that if we get UCL football, we're getting different targets, right? And so, if that's the case,
I would hope.
No, that's what they said. That's legit. That's what's been said, right? We have got targets for no UCL.
I think they say it's more possible, right?
No, that's what they've said. It's been reports have been saying.
Maybe I misread one of my quotes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So they're saying there's a budget for the players you're going to be getting, budget for what's going to be happening with, right? And so the budget with, you have to assume a lot of the players are unknown then, right? Because that would mean then Sesko, Delap, and those we're hearing are guys that we are looking at with the Europa League or Conference League budget that we may have, right? On one hand. And then the UCL budget, we don't know who's coming in then.
Yeah.
They're not mentioning anyone.
It could be two. If it's no UCL, one striker. If it is UCL, then two strikers maybe. And in regards to, because I never even really said my 2 cents on Sesko. I think there is a good player there. And I say that hesitantly. I think he's got really great ball striking technique, which Jackson doesn't have. I think that's fantastic. Maybe he's got good box presence and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I'll give him that. He can shoot a ball. His heading ability, I'm not entirely sure about. I think he has good pace and good ball control, but I don't know, man. I just don't think he's as clinical as people may think he is. I'm not fully convinced on the player. And there is a part of me that is worried about, Bundesliga tax on transition type of players like that. Like, I don't know. I'd have to do more research on Benjamin Sesko. I need to see what more of his goals look like. But I'm just, from what I saw at the Euros, from what I saw in glimpses at Red Bull Leipzig, I'm just not convinced by the player. He's not lit the world on fire. Jonathan David, I've seen multiple times. He has his use. He has his style of play. I think he can be useful in the system. I do like Delap as well. I think he can be useful. The United links and all that stuff, I think it is due to the fact that is Ipswich up north, up near, closer to Manchester than it is to London. I think it could be something like that. He may have grown up like with United fans and stuff like that. I think there's an influence there. Let's also not forget that Manchester United, you know, but in name it is a big club still, but you know, it's right now it's not looking good. And if they lose the Europa final, which is Wednesday, which I'm contemplating reacting to that, to be honest, but that is this Wednesday. I mean, that throws that out the window, I think, if they lose it. And then what was the other? Who am I forgetting? Igatike, I need to see more of. But if they want 80 mil for him, nah, I'm okay. Like 21-year-old 80, like, come on now. Let's stop being ridiculous. And with Gyökeres, listen, he's a good player, Nigel Nosh, and he's done okay. Like, was he putting up impressive numbers in Coventry? Can someone tell me? Like, I don't think he was putting up that impressive numbers in Coventry, was he? Like, he wasn't lighting the world on fire in Coventry. And as far as I remember, a lot of you guys in chat, a lot of you guys on Twitter didn't rate him when we were first linked with him and you heard he was from Coventry and this is his first season at Sporting. Like, you guys weren't rating him then, and now all of a sudden you want him. Like, I don't know. For me, I get worried seeing the numbers. I get worried seeing the league he's in.
Again,
and look at Darwin Núñez.
Samu's numbers. Look at Samu's numbers, bro.
Samu's another one too, yeah.
You just need to look at Samu's numbers, and that for me tells you the story, bro. That's not even going Gonçalo Ramos at PSG, Darwin Núñez at Liverpool, even João Felix, a former striker there. Look at their numbers, bro. They do to Portugal, and what happens once they leave that place, bro? It's night and day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Samu wasn't lighting the world on fire at La Liga. They wanted to keep him, which is, you know, I'm sure there's a talented player there, but it's no coincidence. They go to Liga NOS and all of a sudden he's on fire. I don't know. That worries me. And that's why it's not that I'm not convinced. I think the numbers he's putting up is crazy. It's good, but I don't know. I think it says more about the league than it says about the striker's quality.
We have to also, that's one thing, I always say that we need to also be honest about sometimes the leagues that some of these guys are playing in, right? Like when you're playing, listen, I respect players that play in the Dutch league, even the Belgium league, French league, all these other leagues. Right? I think with the Portuguese league, we need to realize if you're a midfielder in the Portuguese league, I'm always interested. If you're a defender in the Portuguese league, I'm interested. But I think from a striker position, I do not think they make good strikers, bro. Bro, look. He's got 19 goals in the league, bro. That's the point I'm saying. He got 19 in that league.
That's what I'm saying, ladies and gents. And listen, is he going to United? I don't know.
And he's changing his skin color too. And tell me he's changing his skin color too. If you know, you know, bro. It's crazy.
I'm also saying in terms of him going to United, I think that's also lazy reporting. I think people are always going to say he's going to go to United because Amorim is there and all this and that. It might not happen. We'll see. Fabrizio is reporting it. We'll see what happens. They say they have no money. Time will tell. All right. But I don't know. I can't trust attackers that come out of that league. Like Ahmed said, if you give me defenders, we've seen Cancelo come out of that, Ruben Diaz come out of there. Diamonde's putting impressive numbers and so on and so forth. Like there are players from a defensive standpoint that I would be interested in, but nah. I don't know. I can't trust myself. I can't trust bringing in Gyökeres. That's just me. But in terms of like other striker options, we have been linked with other striker options as well. I'm not taking these as seriously, but they're there and it could happen. But and there's two in particular. We'll bring these up right now, and that's João Pedro. Chelsea, along with Arsenal, Liverpool, are all showing interest in Brighton forward João Pedro ahead of the possible summer transfer window, and that's coming from Sam Dean of The Telegraph. And then another one that you already knew about, Alpha Omega, didn't make Champions League. Now we're being linked to him. Chelsea are impressed by striker Emmanuel Omega's performances at Strasbourg. Discussions have already taken place between over a long-term contract, and that's coming from Santa
Very reliable,
JFM.
by the way. Those two sources you brought are very reliable sources, by the way. But I think Omega might be the backup. You know, he's right now. Do you not think he could be our backup, or he'd be our number 2 striker?
I could see it. But then that goes like, what do we do with Jackson? You know,
He's getting sold. Jackson's just gonna get sold. That's what's
I
gonna
don't
happen
think
to him.
Jackson gets sold, man.
I'm telling you, Marshall, that last game that he did against Newcastle cemented that he's getting sold after what he did, bro. I'm so serious with you, bro. He's getting sold, Marshall. I promise you, he's getting sold, Marshall.
All right, we'll come back to the stream, bro. We'll
Yeah.
come back to the
I
stream,
think
but,
for me,
I don't
like,
think so, yeah.
you know what's funny? Omega is legit the same as Jackson, bro. I don't know how else to put it. Like, he's
I don't
very
think
much...
he's as good.
No, because he's still young. He's a lot younger than him. But
I think he's really raw. Yeah.
But right, he's a lot younger than him. But I think for me, he, in terms of like potential though, he has a much higher potential ceiling than Jackson.
Yeah.
That's why I think the club sees in him. That's why I think you have him as a number 2, then you get someone that's a number 1. You could probably make Emeka a good complete package. Right now, the thing that
I could
Emeka
see him
is
as a
missing,
good number 2 for sure.
right? Emeka is missing the heading ability, by the way, right? He needs to improve his heading ability, right? But if you bring in like a guy like a Osimhen in front of him or something like that, you could have a guy that's there that's like a good number 2, and he's a good winger, backup winger. If you need a backup winger,
Yeah,
you're a
I
job
agree
too,
with that
right?
100%.
Right. So
one thing.
he solves a lot of our issues, Marshall, in terms of like
One thing I will say about him that I think he needs to improve on, I think he needs to improve on his footwork. Like he's not as like nimble and good on the dribbling ability like a Jackson is. I would like to see that improve, because that's one thing, like when I have seen Strasbourg, he's very much like, get me in transition, get me behind the defenders, and let me run at the goal kind of guy. And that's how he scored some of his goals. And good for him to do that, because that's something Jackson has fumbled on a few times. But that's what you were saying. Like, he's similar to Jackson in that sense. Jackson likes to get one-on-one and try to score like that, like most forwards, literally. But like, and he does get the jammy goal here and there. I would like to see him work on his footwork to be more nimble, be better on the ball. Winger-wise, I can see him. He's got the pace. But yeah, he is a little raw and stuff. Sometimes some of the teams that he played against were a lot more open. But he has the experience playing in multiple formations as well because of Roseneur, which next stream we will discuss everything that's going on with Strasbourg and how that ended up and UCL's position and stuff. But that's something else as well. He will be able to get to play UCL if he were to come to Chelsea. Now, in terms of João Pedro.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'll be honest. João Pedro ain't happening, bro.
Why do you think it's not happening?
I don't think if the club's smart, we don't deal with Brighton at all.
That's we
And
have dealt with Brighton. Brighton have given us 2 of our best players, man.
Listen, Bar Kukurea, I don't think you know the
no, Kukurea
you know what I mean?
and Caicedo. Let's be real.
Yeah, but like, but again, I think the problem is also the price point. Like, they will probably value him at 80. You probably value him at 80 to 90 million. He's not worth 80 to 90 million at all, bro. He's probably like, again, he's another 50 million pound player that you probably want to be targeting, right? And also, João Pedro, his second half of the season has been very poor compared to his first half of the season, right? So
he started
essentially,
off hot and then he's really
he got his place
taken.
Yeah,
he sat bench for a while.
Yeah, and then like if I was Chelsea, I know this might be a bit more of a hot take. I would just be going for Jorginho Rota instead. He's not. He's a much better
we
guy.
were linked with what's his face from Brighton. I have a link somewhere saved. What the hell is his?
Like Rota is Jorginho Rota.
While you're doing that,
he's the guy that used to play for Leeds. He's a much better player to be getting, bro. My personal opinion than him.
Let me look at the room.
Much better on the ball, technically speaking. Quite a good thing in general. I just don't. So for me, Jorginho Rota is a much better option to be taken, at least in my eyes.
Another one too that I was interested in, maybe it is Jorginho. I'm trying to find it. I saved it here, bro. Where the hell did I put it, man? Ah, here we go. Found it. Give me 2 seconds. I'll put it on the screen in a minute. Boom. Boom.
I disagree with Vastor. I actually think Rota's much better. Oh my god.
Brighton midfield Carlos Baleba is being scouted by top clubs, including Chelsea. April 1st, 2025 from Alex Crook.
I don't think we need Baleba though. The problem is, like, again, you've just signed Isugu. You've got Santos allegedly coming back. Like, I don't listen. You also got my boy Ugochukwu, who may or may not be getting sold as well,
Yeah,
right?
he's getting sold, bro.
So
I
listen,
think he's getting sold, bro.
yeah, listen, I know he's getting sold, but like the point I'm just trying to make is that you already got a lot of I think we've got a lot of guys ready. Does that make sense, Marshall? We've got a lot of guys there.
Yeah, no, we do.
Yeah, there's no
Strasbourg,
point. So,
man.
yeah, so I think for me, he played at Lille, Marshall. It was a Champions League team.
All right. No, he ain't going back to.
Yeah.
He ain't going back to Ligue.
Yeah, he's not going back to Liga.
But no, he would be a good option though. Like I do like Baleba.
I think
Baleba's a
yeah,
good
but
player.
then that would mean you need someone's got to say goodbye to Sugu. Got to be going Strasbourg then if you're going to be bringing Baleba, because Baleba is going to be the backup to the 6. Because he has to be the 6 backup in my personal opinion.
Yeah. No. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's another player we've been linked to. Jorginho is another one I would probably take from Brighton. Estupinian? Would I take Estupinian? I don't think we need Estupinian. Do we need Estupinian? At right back, Malagusto gets cut. Like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. We need a restraining order against midfielders. Yeah, no, I listen, as much as people hate on the business we've done with Brighton, you can't deny that the players that we got from Brighton have actually paid off really well for us. Avoid Evan Ferguson like the plague. I don't know about João Pedro for 80 million. I agree with Ahmed, but hey, it is a link that we are in there apparently in discussion, scouting. You know, we're scouting. Mitoma, are his best days behind him? I don't know. They had a chance to sell him to Saudi and they said no, and now they might be regretting it because Mitoma has not been the same Mitoma of last year. I think I'd still take Mitoma as a winger though. I ain't gonna lie to you, but they're probably gonna outprice him as well, and I don't want to pay overs again. That's the thing about Brighton. I don't want to pay the overs. I hate doing negotiating with Brighton in terms of that. But listen, let's see what happens with the strikers. I think what Ahmed said is very true. We'll see what happens with UCL football at the end of the season. We'll see how that affects the market. I think we will know very soon who we will be going for once we are confirmed whether to be in UCL or not. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. One final thing to close out today's show. And thank you every single one of you who have watched today. If we can get one more like, we'll hit 50 likes. Helps us out tremendously.
Get $1.5, boys. Get $1.5 from this.
Getting really close to be able to do this consistently again. I know we've been on a hiatus in terms of the Casually Chelsea show for a while. My apologies for that. We will be back full force for the summer to talk about all the transfers, all the news, all the stuff related to Chelsea, so that you can have it in one jam-packed podcast type of show. And the panelists will be more here as well as that. But smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, support the channel, all that fun stuff. Lastly, to end today's show, let's talk about our boy from La Masia, and that is Guiu to stay at Chelsea, apparently. Let's see. And that's why I looked at you a little different with the backup thing, because then what's going to happen to Guiu? So here we have it here. A little update on him as well as an update on his future. Chelsea hope to have Mark Guiu back in May, but are being extremely careful. Chelsea are focused on building strength on his leg muscles and do not want to repeat injury in the abductor. Very serious injury. You do want to play it careful. I understand. So then we have here from Kieran Gill about 2 weeks ago saying this. Mark Guiu is expected to stick around even if Chelsea sign a striker, as he is seen as a good backup option, particularly if others pick up injuries. So what are you saying, Amr? We're going to have 3 strikers next season?
I mean, that is a realistic take, no?
Yeah, no, it's realistic. He could be a backup. He could play the Carabao Cup games. He could play the FA Cup early stages.
Even the UCL, some of the UCL stages he could probably play.
Yeah, some of the UCL matches.
Yeah.
I think he would enjoy that.
There's some players that you just, you're going to be playing, right? Well, there's going to be some players, right? For example, like a Mark Guiu, right? Who you want to be around the squad, and like you want him to develop. Almost like I know obviously he's shit now because of the way he's been playing this season. like a Phil
Mhm.
Foden, where you want them to be around, you want to improve their minutes, but you want them to get better with the team around them. If that makes sense. And I think
Yeah.
Mark Gui is a good thing for that. Now, whether or not if you bring in a Mecca, I actually think sending him to Strasbourg might be a benefit. My personal
You to Strasbourg?
Gui to Strasbourg, yes. Like,
Yeah.
but what you do for Strasbourg though is that you bring Gui, but you also bring in like a bit of an elder statesman in the from the French league as a good striker that can get you 15 to 20 goals, who Gui can learn from and can play semi consistently at Strasbourg. In my personal opinion, I don't know about you. That I think is like the more logical take. I would take of Gui though.
Yeah. I'm thinking there is a world where it's Omega, a proper, like one of these targets that we're talking about with Sesko, whatever, Omega, and then you have Jackson, and I just don't think Jackson gets sold.
But Marshall, when he gets sold, yeah, I'm gonna be here. No,
we'll see. If someone comes with the right price, then kudos, but it has to be the right price. But in terms of Jackson, like I think he stays. I think what's likely to happen is what you said. Guiu gets sent to Strasbourg, and I'd be happy for him for that, because let me ask you this. Do you think that his development was as far as people say it was? Because I think there's a good player there. I think the pressing, he has amazing pressing ability. He's got the dog in him, like the Gallagher dog in him. Like, that's one thing I got to give Gallagher. His pressing ability was on point, and Guiu has that. It does help him create chances, and unfortunately the finishing wasn't there. But towards the end, towards the latter half of the season before the injury, he was actually starting to pick up some good opportunities, some goals, finding some form. Do you think that he was actually developing a lot faster than we thought he would, or do you think that he was just, got a good opportunity in the Conference League, got a little overhyped because of it?
No,
where do you stand?
I think we will see. I think in the Conference League, we'll see a lot more of his natural talent, Marshall. I think we would see his natural raw talent, right? Obviously, he wasn't improving, but I just think it was more so his natural raw talent and ability were just showing, right? You saw that in the beginning. He was missing open wide nets, bro. Then he was getting better with time, right? So,
he was getting better,
yeah. So, but I think Dominant is right, by the way. The previous comment of Dominant is right, by the way, about Jackson. Like, it's just Jackson is a one-footed guy that can't even use his head.
No, but that's not. I don't think he's one-footed, because we saw the goal he scored against.
Marshall, 95% of his goals.
Goal.
95% of his goals, Marshall, come from 1 foot though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's most players.
Right,
Most players have the 1 foot.
But not really, because I think in this era of football, sadly,
I mean, look at Cole Palmer this season. All of his goals have
come
from.
Cole Palmer though is a winger. That's what separates them, right? They play on the wing, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So having 1 foot on the wing makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to use the other foot. Like, if you're on the right wing, you're not gonna really use your right foot on the right wing, right? Necessarily, right? So, but when you're a striker, bro, you have to have the ability to use both feet evenly for the vast majority of the time. You got like I always say, it has to be like a 4-star minimum in football, in FIFA times. Like, in FIFA times, you got to have a 4-star FIFA, bro. Huh? If you like you know what the difference is, right? Between having I hate to, I'm using people just really stupid, but like, you understand, Marshall, right? When you have like a 4-star, when you have like a striker with a 3-star weak foot, you know how hard it is for them to score just on their weak foot, right?
Yes.
Like, whenever you shoot, that's the problem with Jackson, right? He's so one-footed that the other foot, bro, it doesn't happen, bro. It's very hard for that to happen. And I think in this day and age, bro, you need to be able to just be confident enough to shoot with your other foot as well and get the same results of it. And then there's the heading aspect. Barring 1 or 2
the heading
headers,
aspect is shocking. You need to be
right?
better at that.
Barring 1 or 2 of like
doesn't even
headers,
jump for some
doesn't even
crosses.
jump for them, right?
Yeah.
I've seen Kukureya 5'7" jump for more of them than he has, right?
Yeah.
So, you're left with an extremely limited player in attack.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like, listen, I'm not trying to defend Jackson. I'm not trying to say he's a solution, all this and that.
It seems like you are, mate. It seems like you are, mate, though.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to say, like, I think he's staying. I just don't think with the amount of contract he has left, unless someone comes in with at least a 50 million
Marshall,
pounds.
he's already earning 80K a week on that contract, bro. I promise you, 60. If you get a 50 million bid for him, they're making a lot of money on him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They'll make 20 million off of him.
Yeah.
Based on how much they bought him for. I think a 50 million pound bid gets it done. But who knows? These guys, in your famous words, they might be greedy. You never know. So
Nah, 50
we'll see
million
what
for
happens.
Jackson. What always happened? I can tell you, there's a but there's not that many mid-level strikers anymore. So Jackson is a very valuable commodity in the football market. I can't believe I sound like a businessman right there. But like, if you just look at like just the mid-table, if you just genuinely just look at the mid-table clubs market-wise, 50 million pound players, like in terms of like strikers,
He's
are
got plenty
very
of power. Come on now.
right. It's just a very rare commodity right now. And Jackson is a rare commodity right now in that position. And 50 million, bro, those clubs will put up 50 million easy 50 M for you. You know what, man? I promise you, a top Italian club, would go and get him.
I could see it. But I don't think he's
Roma paid 45 million for Dobrik. You know what I mean? And you telling me Jackson can't go for 50 million minimum?
Listen, I said 50 million and people laughed at me. I think it's very possible.
Anyone that was
50
laughing at
million.
you, is a wanker. Let me you know what I mean?
No, I think people that were laughing at me just genuinely don't rate Jackson. Which, fine, if you don't rate Jackson, that's fine, but let's be real.
They don't rate Jackson because they're looking at him as a top 6 player. You need to realize, you need to stop looking at him as a top. You need to look at him at the mid club level. That's what the problem is. A lot of times we don't.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, TKO. Ekitike, Hoyland, Sesko, Pedro, and that man cost 60 million minimum. Let's be serious. Look at Dominic Solanke, who at Bournemouth, he was killing it. He killed it for 2 seasons. He went for 60 mil. Look at Dominic Solanke. What are your numbers at Tottenham this season?
He's been injured though. I want to give my boy Dom.
So was Jackson, man.
Yeah, but I think he's got better numbers than Jackson. I can't even lie to you. I think if he's got
8 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah.
In the Prem.
Yeah.
Jackson got 10.
I think he's got
3.
10 and 3.
Yeah. So if Solanke can go for 60 mil, and Jackson put on 14 goals last season, no penalties, and 10 goals this season, no penalties. I'm just saying, I think it's realistic that at minimum you can sell him for 50. He could even go for more. Who knows? Especially considering how much the striker market overprices strikers. Listen, I think he could go. I don't think he will. I think us as fans are mad at him because of what happened, and it looks really negative for him right now, and it looks like he could go because of just how unfavorable he is amongst the fans. But when I look at it from a sporting director aspect, and maybe even from Reska's aspect, I think there's a possibility that he has enough of reputation and a lifeline there that can save him for another season. Whether he's the starter, though, that is a different discussion. And I think we will find a striker to be the starter, and he could be rotational, aka second fiddle. And then Guiu, potentially, I would like to see Guiu go to Strasbourg. I think that's a great loan for him, especially now that we know Strasbourg doesn't have UCL, and we could potentially be in Europe. Well, actually, we will be in Europe, but Strasbourg, we can still have that relationship. We don't have to have like the sell part of the club kind of thing and give it to whatever. I'll explain it next stream when I have all the information. But I think that's for Mark Guiu, a player that listen. We've seen what La Masia can produce. We've seen what La Masia can produce. Lamine Yamal. I'm not saying he's the next Lamine Yamal, but if nurtured right.
You know what? Demon is also right, yeah. I could see Jackson putting a transfer request, you know. You not think that? The way he moves, bro, Jackson could
I can see it.
Right?
I don't think he likes the fan base.
Yeah, I don't think
like
he likes the fan base.
Honest,
right? I think most of the players don't really care. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, I don't think they really care that much, I'll be honest. But because I don't think they abuse them as much as they abuse him.
Jackson gets abused. Jackson gets
and
abused,
I think a lot of that, sadly, obviously,
the
a lot of it's
racism and all
obviously it's not justified, of course, but there is some level of justification you give the chances that he misses sometimes, bro. A lot of the chances this guy misses is criminal behavior.
No, I get it, and I understand. Listen, I've never been upset at Jackson. It's all the directors who believed he. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I've also never been as upset to Jackson to hurl abuse at him in that manner as well. I'll never do that to any player. I always back my players, but at the same time, I understand the frustration of Jackson. I understand why people want him gone, and I don't disagree. I have since changed my tune on Jackson since about January, where it was like, okay, we need to get another striker. He can't be the guy. Because like this bad patch of form that he went through, and it lasted way too long. It lasted way too long. He wasn't even linking up play properly anymore at some points. Like it was just the player wasn't there anymore. So listen, Jackson, I think you will remain at Chelsea next season. Ahmed thinks you will be sold. Time will tell. He will be used in the Club World Cup. We'll see what happens there as well. And maybe we sign another striker before the Club World Cup. But
I think, listen, a lot of signings are going to happen next week. I'll be honest, next week and the week after, Chelsea are going to be completing a lot of signings. Again, Marshall, when is the Club World Cup starting? Do you want to just remind the audience for us really quick? It starts in 3 weeks. It literally starts in 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Once the season ends, it starts in 3 weeks. It's June 14th. I was about to say 18th.
Right. So
Chelsea's
legit.
first game is June 16th.
So legit, we
I'm
are
going to that
getting
first
Conference
game, actually.
League
Holy
in
shit.
legit. Like right now, we're already like roughly 3 weeks here. Next week Saturday, when I'm at Comic Con, is when it's going to be 3 weeks until the Conference League Club World Cup. Right. So again, I want you guys to take into context. I think you also mentioned that we have to play starters in that team, right? We have to play stars.
Oh no, I'm not going to this one. Never mind.
No. We're going to be playing stars, right? Is that something that's been put in? Like you have to play your stars and stuff like that into the team, right? Like that. You can't play like
For
weak
Club
teams.
World Cup?
Yeah, for the Club World Cup. Like
I don't know what the squad building is going to entail. I'll be honest with you.
I have no idea, but I think the way they're trying to boost stuff and the mind they're trying to put into this, it wouldn't surprise me if they're trying to make stars play the game, if that makes sense.
No,
right?
they want to take it seriously. They're taking it seriously.
So
And I think all the teams are.
Right, you're taking it seriously. You're doing all this stuff. So for me, the early part of the window closing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's gonna close June 10th. If it's closing June 10th, yeah, just a little bit of context. What's the date today?
Today is the 18th. Well, 19th by you.
Right, 19th or 8th. So let's just say it's the 19th.
We have a 3-week window pretty much.
We have 3
Not
weeks
even,
and
a
1 day.
2-week window. Yeah.
2-week window realistically, yeah, to get shit done.
Yeah.
So listen, whether Nottingham Forest, once we know what's happened, UTO or no UTO, at the end of the week, we need to be seeing signings being getting done.
They're hitting the ground running.
You have to be hitting the ground running, bro. You have to be just making deals happen, bam, straight away. Because otherwise, you're gonna be in situ. Like I don't mind if there's deals that you still make whilst the Conference League is going on, because that makes like legit sense, right? But you need to make your main signings happen by the June 10th deadline, if that makes sense, Marshall.
Yeah. Demon Nat, this is another thing that I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Because apparently there's international duty during the tournament and players will be called up. I believe players are gonna have the choice. We'll see what happens when we cross that bridge. Like I said,
I'll be honest, bro.
Is actually gonna be very serious.
The group stages, though, I think we've got a very easy run the group stage. Right? We've got really weak teams that we're facing, which I think is a benefit to us. Like you can still play your other big players.
Flamengo is the strongest team we're going to be playing in the group stages, but we have Leon, which is a Mexican team, to start off the tournament. Then we're playing Tunis and then Flamengo.
See, Tunis, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my African brothers, but Tunis, man. You know what I mean? Barbecue chicken right there, man. You know what I mean? Flamenco. I don't know what. I don't know if you know. There's like some
Flamengo. I don't think he's as good as they used to be.
Listen, Flamenco, there's like a Twitter war going on right now with Flamenco. I don't know. Chelsea fans like.
Really?
I don't know if you saw. Yeah, those. For some reason, I remember Chelsea and Flamenco fans are fighting each other. So you know, there's a bit of a little cheeky rivalry going on there.
Hey, listen, Flamengo fans they're serious, bro. They love their sport.
And then what's it? Los Tigres? Did he say?
Leon.
Sorry, apologies. I thought he said a cat, so I just said Tigres. That's so racist. I can't let you. That sounded so racist.
It's a type of cat. You're not wrong.
Oh,
it's a lion.
It sounded so racist for me. I can't lie to you. Apologies, guys. I felt like it's a type of racist there. But irregardless, bro. Obviously, Los Tigres, who we're going to be facing. I have no idea. Leon! Okay, Leon. Listen, Leon, I have no idea on them, obviously. I'm not going to say if they're easy or hard. But listen, if you are we playing them in the US or in Mexico by any chance? Because you're playing
all of it's a US.
Yeah, because if it's in Mexico, yeah. I might be giving them the advantage because obviously they got the
all US. It's all
you know
US
what I mean, the mountain ranges and stuff. You know what I mean? These guys, they ain't East African. They're not used to you know what I mean? I've seen them.
Yeah, 2 games are in Philadelphia, 1 game is in Georgia. I think the Leon game is in Georgia, and then you got Tunis and
Leon's getting replaced apparently
in Philadelphia.
Oh, Leon's getting replaced apparently. So
wait, is Leon Tunis then? Hold on, let me look at this. Hold on, I have it written down. Leon Flamingo. No, I don't think Leon's getting replaced. I thought Leon already got replaced. Damn, I don't even know anymore, boys. I'll be so real with you.
I don't even watch this shit. So like, again, you know me.
Well, no one does until this year. Yeah. This year is the first year people are gonna actually watch because this is gonna be like an actual legitimate tournament now. Scores and fixtures. Okay, I'm on the actual website now. Chelsea versus D4. What the fuck does that mean, bro? So it's not Leon. You're right. It's not Leon. It's gonna be another team. I don't know.
Oh, it's either it's LAFC or Club America.
Ooh. And these guys made us struggle last season, bro. In preseason, we weren't ready.
Club America, man, we were sweating, bro.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Club America had us in the split, bro. Do you not remember?
Yeah, I remember that. It was some tough times, bro.
Dark days, man. Dark days indeed.
It was some dark days. So yeah, let's hope. Please, Chelsea, don't embarrass us, please. But listen. Clubs are going to take this seriously. There's a lot of money on the line, and this is going to be... I really do believe that this tournament will be the next big thing to the Champions League. It will overshadow Champions League in 3 more iterations of it. They're putting a lot of money into it, and FIFA doesn't fuck around. So we'll see. It will be fun to watch. It will be fun to go to some of the games. I will be going over the games here on the channel as well. We'll be doing the reviews and all that stuff. But yeah, any final thoughts on it before we close it out?
Man, listen, honestly, I'll see you here. What are we doing this show next week, Saturday or Sunday?
You know where to find me.
Are we doing this show next week, Saturday or something? When are we doing this show next?
Let me think. So Monday, I have to film, hopefully with Javon for the sideline view. Tuesday, I will be an American Waffle with you to put later in a spliff. Wednesday, we will be reacting to the Europa League final. So there will be a reaction to that here because I think we have to talk about that. That's a big final. Big final. It's crazy how this season is ending, man. At the end of all this,
I don't know if you watched the City just today. That is genuinely one of the craziest endings. They've got 1 more game left, but this game week was insane. Bro, Lazio crashed it on these guys, equalized in 90+5. My boy Pedro saved Napoli's season, bro. Like Inter, gave away a penalty, and now Napoli's up top with 1 point remaining.
Milan are not gonna be in Europa.
Milan got smashed 3-1 by Roma.
Yeah, I just saw the score. Yeah, Milan, my team.
Roma, my team, and Roma was my highest. But nah, I just think obviously, barring the Europa League thing we're going to do on Wednesday, I'm assuming the next one is going to be Sunday for the game, right?
Thursday will be the next Casually Chelsea show. That's what we're going to plan.
After Thursday, next Casually show?
After Thursday will be...
Forest Reaction, isn't
the
it?
Forest. Or we can do... You know what? We can do the Casually Chelsea show Saturday, and then Sunday will be the Nottingham Forest reaction.
Fair enough. Whichever way...
I think that works out best for everybody.
Fair enough. But irregardless, man, Sunday's a big game, man. I hope our attackers show up really and make sure that we can get the job done, in my personal opinion. So and continue that, because I'm telling you, man, I do think us getting UCL football is going to be so important. Well, that's the type of players that we really want to bring into this team, bro. Because I'll be honest, man, I don't want to be seeing Delap. Sesko in this team, bro. With due respect, man. I don't know about you, man. Sesko, Gittins. I'm not really looking at that happen, man. Or Garnach's, bro, in the team, bro. Please no. So UCL football, please come. I'd rather just die with Leao on my wing than get into my wing. That's the best way I'm gonna put it. So, you know what I mean? That's the best way to put it.
Hey, for once.
Wow.
Man's cooking. I can't lie. Like, listen, as much as I don't like Leao for this system, I'd rather just die with Leao on the wing than Garnacho. Please.
Please, mate.
Please. But all right, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap it up. Big up to every single one of you that joined us today. Welcome back to the Casually Chelsea show. It has been long overdue. Glad to catch up. Give you a little extra 30 minutes on the show. And this is a shorter version of the show. I had so much more news to go over, but I was like, let me do this portion first, and then we'll go over wingers, we'll go over the other positions and stuff that we're gonna go over in the next show, which will be on Saturday. Plus any extra news that we're gonna get from the upcoming transfer window that's coming up, obviously, which, like we mentioned, is going to be a very, very active window. We're going to have a lot of signings, hopefully. Well, we'll see. We'll have a lot of transfer news coming at you quick and fast because there's only a 2-week window before the Club World Cup starts, and then we'll be reviewing Club World Cup as well. But you guys already know what to do. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel, and if you are a watcher of the channel as well, if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Ahmed's channel's down there. My other content is in there. My band, music, my YouTube, all that fun stuff is down there. My link tree. Be sure to check that out. Show support for all the other content that we have on the channel. Check out the links in the description. Like I said, comment section, engage. Let us know your thoughts on everything we discuss. What do you think is going to happen in the transfer window with Guiu, the striker, with what do you think of the Huijsen deal? All that stuff that's happened, the stadium, everything we discussed today. And then lastly, memberships. 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Helps out the channel tremendously. I have to do an update to make sure no one has signed up while we were offline. But as far as I'm aware, thank you to our proper casual and higher team members that get a shout out at the end of every show. And that's going to go out to Daniel, TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A, Soliman. Thank you guys so much for your support. Check out the Discord as well, as some of those guys are in the community as well. But like I said, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to raid you out to Sarcasm City. Say hello to him. Let him know where you're coming from. He's doing a show right now. I'm not sure what show he's doing, but he's doing a show. So shout him out. Copy and paste the raid message. Let him know where you're coming from. And until next time, ladies and gents, we will see you. Stay casual. Peace.